Tired. Like the song. I pushed it to the limit. For real. Give me a second. Yeah, for real. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm just sharing this, getting this out. Give me a second here. Get that motherfucking whiskey and coquito. I don't fuck with that shit. I am not a drinker. I am so much not a drinker. That's why when somebody even associate me with alcohol, I'm like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Um, and speaking of alcohol, man, let's have a toast in a moment to no, give me a second. I want to make sure I got some people in here before I start talking about this. Y'all seeing this on the rebroadcast, y'all like, what the hell is he doing? I'm making sure this get out to my people, so give me a second here. I want to say RIP. You know, so many times nowadays, we be so busy. Well, I ain't gonna say we because there ain't no we in it. But a lot of people be busy trying to hate on Hollywood stars, and they don't like people from New York, and they don't like people from here. They don't like this person because they're a star, whatever the case may be, right? Because it's really that's what it boiled down to. Within that conversation and within that dynamic, we start to miss something. And what we start to miss is we're starting to pay homage. We're starting not to pay homage to people that put in milestones. I'm talking about milestones, all the footwork or whatever. That's what mattered to me, and that's still a good point to me because that's the how can I say it? That's the time frame I come from of people that prior to me were like that. They had to put in footwork. They had to go perform at clubs. They had to go perform at, bars. Even if it was only 10 people in there, you had to be in there performing. And so when we see these people like Roberta Flack, she comes from the ilk of people that I hate to say this, I never thought I would be able to say this for my life, and I'm still a kid by most standards. We're not going to ever see artists like that in the bulk ever again, man, and that's scary. Roberta Flack was someone that compositioned her own music. She was a school teacher at one point. Um, and during nights, she would go sing at a local bar or tavern, I guess it was, little small places. We had a little small place like that too. What's going on, old gal? We had a little small place like that too. We used to go to. It's called the Bean and Leaf. It was a coffee shop. And some of the best experiences I ever had, I mean, even this is after I was dealing with the record industry and everything like that. Some of the best offerings of music I ever had came out of that little coffee scene. I'm talking about local artists, local poets, local comedians. And so this was the same type of place that Roberta Flack performed at. And she would often at times, even after she had became big and blown up, she would still go back to this spot. Good evening. What's going on, man? How you doing? She would still go back to this spot. What's going on, Jalen, old gal? She would still go back to this spot. And she would be like, a family because this is what gave her stipulant, her moment. And so when I saw the day, when everybody was excuse me, talk about Tony Buzbee, what was the latest going on with Diddy? What was the latest going on with this? Right here in Black History Month. And I didn't see one person say one, I didn't even pause for 2 seconds except for maybe 4 or 5 different vloggers and say something about Roberta Flack. Roberta Flack was born in 1937. You know that? 1937. She was 88 years old. She was only, what, 12 years off from being 100 years old, a millennia. And I know this don't matter to a lot of people. I see as people log off, oh, we don't care about that. Of course you don't. Of course you don't. Of course you don't. But as you diminish, I want you to understand it. I want you to just take some words out of your vocabulary. No more of this talking about, oh, the elders. When the elders pass away, you pay no homage to them. See, I go by example. I don't go by all this fake stuff and, well, and all this, this Mickey Mouse shit y'all be doing nowadays. I don't go by that. You understand what I'm saying? And most of the real world, if not 90% of it, don't go by that either. It's a figment of your imagination if you think people do perceive you and go through life like this. But this is the way real world works. In the real world, right, if you don't pay homage to those that came before you and gave you the pathway or whatever the case may be, and I firmly believe this, if you don't pay homage to them, you start diminishing their prowess as far as the memory is concerned and them being manchadors, whatever you want to call it, in your community, what happens is you send out the clear signal knowledge to everybody else as you're trying to elate yourself in your self-proclaimed by the moment fandom that came from YouTube or whatever. You denounce people that came before you. People that might be heralded by your great grandmother, some of you, and so on and so forth, or whatever. But these people went through a different time period than you did. They didn't come from the digital evolution. They didn't come from where they could upload a song to the internet and it go viral. They didn't come from that. These people, the same people that many of y'all claim that y'all taking up for, y'all couldn't take 5 fucking minutes out of your day to say R.I.P. to Roberta Flack, a woman from 1937 and lived to be 88 years old. But she is being revered, and I hate to say this, and I'm not making it racial. She is being revered by almost every white columnist and editorial you could think of. But not one black person, not one African American, except for maybe 5. And these were more, I hate to say it like this, more the mature world of girls. Not one. If you don't believe me, go look right now and show me your favorite podcaster that did an editorial, praised, or said something about the great Roberta Flack. Now, Roberta Flack is not SZA. It says respectfully, fuck you in this conversation. Roberta Flack is not Mary J. Blige, and respectfully, Mary, you shouldn't have a fucking thing to say about this conversation. Roberta Flack, even though this girl sung her song, I didn't even see an RIP on her page for it. Can somebody give me Lauryn Hill? Can somebody give me Lauryn Hill? Strumming his belly with his song. That's Roberta Flack's song. So the song you love from Lauryn Hill, that's Roberta Flack's song. Y'all, a lot of y'all don't even know y'all were banging out to that when y'all in the club. Till the day comes on this day, you're like, just like Mary J. Blige song. Mary, no offense, the shit on the credits. You know what I'm saying? That's Patrice Russian's song. You remind me? That's Patrice Russian's song. Patrice Russian don't even come up in a fucking conversation. But that's her song. That Mary song to get on. Killing Me Softly, that you hear, and I'd say probably one of the biggest hits for the Fugees at the time and Lauryn Hill, was Roberta Flack's song. And every time people hear that come over, don't pay no fucking homage to Roberta Flack. And that will be Roberta Flack's memory. So imagine coming through an era in the 60s and the 70s where you had to, not brown nose per se, but you had to be on your P's and Q's around certain people of other ethnic cultures outside of your own. You had to endure all that or whatever. You make it all the way to being 88 motherfucking years old. Done all types of philanthropic work for niggas and shit. Yeah, I said it like that. Because if anything, I can stand on and I can say that for her. Because that made me fucking disgusted to see that not one of you motherfuckers doing Black History Month, out of everybody you could have acknowledged it, that you could have acknowledged Roberta Flack. And for all you girls out there, you bunch of fake bitches, this is a black woman. Where you at? Where your hoes at? Caught you on another one, huh? Fake ass bitches. I like real women. I don't like no fake bitches. Oh my God, this woman, we togetherness, and we've got to do this. And you're beautiful, and I'm beautiful. I'm beautiful. And yay for Jay. But now one of you worthless assholes can sit up here and say something about the great Roberta Flack. You bitches just fucking disgust me. Not all of you, but many of you. Some of you, they ain't old enough to know who she is. Evidently you can't hear, but I'm not going to sit here, and I know as time progresses, I know how it's going to go. I know it's going to be a lot of innovations going on. What's going on, B? I know it's going to be, thank you, Javon. I know it's going to be a lot of innovations going on with this AI shit and things like this or whatever, and these artists, they are going to be forgotten. A lot of people didn't even know Little Richard had passed. You know, I have a what's the name, and I'll reshare it in a little bit. I have a clip that I put up about Little Richard. Little Richard talks about his home. And he says, yeah, I only owe $3,000 on it, $3,000, which would equate to now today probably like $14,000 or something like that, right? And he said, would nobody come and help me? At the time it happened, Little Richard was about 47 years old. He said, yeah, the people came in, they wanted to put a foreclosure on my house because I was between albums and stuff. I couldn't put nothing out for the minute. And I was in trouble of losing my mansion, and I only needed $3,000. And all these motherfuckers that borrowed off of the king of motherfucking rock and roll when one person could bring him $3,000. That's why I taught the shit I taught. I taught the shit I taught because I studied the ones that came before me and the stories they have. And if the stories reiterate themselves over and over and over again, well, sooner or later, you the dummy. Sooner or later, I'm the dummy. If you keep believing and believing, no, niggas left Little Richard after. This is little motherfucking Richard. Tutti Frutti. Y'all know the other part of the sauce. But you know what I'm saying? This is the king of fucking rock and roll. And a nigga couldn't give him 3 G's. And you know what they told me? Oh, you got to get it on your own, nigga. You a realer, man. If you go out here and get it on your own. Yes, yeah. Any nigga that talks to you like that in 2025, stay away from that motherfucker. He don't know about progression. Progression comes as a collective. Progression doesn't come from individuals, and then they want to stand as collective after they made their individual success. It doesn't work that way. Because in fact, out of all that accomplishment that you get, and I've worked for millionaires, out of that, this is what's going on with Puff right now. All right? This is what's going on with Puff. Out of all that motherfucking success you get, and all those people that you work around, or whatever the case may be, at the end of it, you will be left as the same person that you perched yourself up, an individual. If you got 2 or 3 motherfuckers that really like you, and they'll ride the distance for you, you're a lucky man. Clarence Avery once said Roberta Flack is one of the smartest women he ever met in his life. I bet you he did. I bet you she was, and he did say that because she was a former school teacher. See, that's another thing. My aunt was literally my 3rd grade English teacher. Literally. My aunt Elaine, I'm not gonna say her whole name, but my aunt Elaine. I had another aunt that still does to this day teach special needs kids. I come from, like I said, I come from an intelligent family. I don't come from, like, on my mom's side, that we got some niggas. Don't get me. My grandfather from Philly, so he made sure some of his seeds spread out throughout the family. But at the same time, I come from a lot of people that are very successful, very and especially the women, That's why I know the quick and the way I talk, because I grew up around good women, very articulate women, church girls, girls that went and got married, like I grew up around girls like that. But at the same time, I had, we got our other cousins that was just into, all right, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, back to my storyline here. With Little Richard, they wouldn't even give him $3,000 to save his house. And I said, this is the culture. And if you ask a modern day person to put that in perspective for you, that conversation about Little Richard on camera now, like I said, there's a clip here on my page. Just put in my name and put in Little Richard behind it, it'll come up. Yeah, man, all almost feels like a couple of days, don't it? Yeah, Jerry Butler too. I was just here the other day talking about Miss Wallace, Yeah. I want to do something. I want to do something with that too. Matter of fact, if y'all want to see me on it, because I know y'all like me as an audience to see me on the move or whatever, but at the same time, man, things ain't free. Ain't free to catch the subway and nothing else. But anyway, make sure y'all hit the Cash App up, and I'll do some footwork for y'all tomorrow, because I got a special piece I want to do, and I want to do it in commemorative of some shit. You know what I'm saying? I think it should be done. So if y'all with that or whatever, y'all know how I move. I done showed y'all a million times. I don't even have to prove it no more. Make sure y'all hit the Cash App. I don't be shamming. I don't be scamming. I do what I say I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know where y'all from, but up here in the tri-state doors, like, if I don't know, like, if you don't stick to what you said you was gonna do, like, people, like, I've never gotten to, I don't know how you say it, I don't never got into that mentality. Like, you if you don't do what you say you're gonna do, like people look at you like, I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? So you never want to have that type of like what's in the energy. Like I don't know, people. If you ain't from up here, you ain't gonna understand. So it don't even fucking matter. But you know what I'm saying? That's what I want to say for my own self. That's what I want to say for my own self. Cause niggas be like living in Ohio, they don't understand. Like maybe you could do that in Ohio. Up here, you can't do that shit up here, son. You say you gonna do some shit or you not gonna do some shit or whatever, whatever. You better stick with that, B. Like certain niggas will see you, like, like for real. I know it's the same in Chicago. It gotta be. It's the same in a lot of places. And what's it like in Ohio? I don't know what it's like in Ohio, son. I mean, like, what you here to argue about Ohio or some shit like that? Like, I ain't dish y'all niggas. I know one of the biggest niggas down there that help dozens of niggas down there in motherfucking Ohio. He gonna tell you he know me too. The nigga linked with Def Jam. You know what I'm saying? If you know any of the festivals down there that have to do with what do you call that shit? The music festival down there. That's my man's right there. Like he go all the way back with me to like 2013 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But he correlate all that hip hop festival y'all have, and you an artist down in Ohio or whatever. That's my man that had that shit. Like he run that shit. He the one that brought y'all out of the darkness into the front spotlight of places like Atlantic and Def Jam Records. Now tell me I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. And he gonna tell you he know me. So I don't never speak about niggas that ain't gonna say they gonna know me. Or I ain't never been around them. That's stupid. That's fronting. Like I ain't here to front with niggas. I ain't got a front. I spent 17 years. What the fuck I got a front for? Yo, niggas be crazy. Like I had one nigga. It was like I think it was like a week ago. I just want to go back off this real quick, and I'll go back to what I was saying. I had a dude like about a week ago, and I think I had told y'all about it. He was some podcast or whatever. He said in his podcast, he was like, yeah, and dad, he was saying my name matter of factly, like we was friends, like we was cool, you know what I mean? He said, yeah, and Davin Lewis, he says he worked in the music business, but I and it's just like it's so unbelievable for a lot of these people to believe that these once perm personalities are now on YouTube with them, and they have all these conclusions and all these, you know what I'm saying? All these speculations, and really you just a spectator. It was only one time you couldn't make it, and that was because it was ranked. Thank you so fucking much for saying that. There was one time, and I think it was a Mod Elder donated to me. He always look out. And this was the weirdest shit ever. Okay, so it was supposed to rain, right? And I think this day it was G Dep. I was gonna take y'all to go link up with G Dep. And so it wasn't supposed to rain. It wasn't supposed to rain. It was sunny as fuck. I mean, I even did a live earlier. So I'm like, yeah, I'm about to head up on out of here. Da, 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 da. I got on the train and shit. It started raining, and I lie to you not. Like only God could. That's the only person y'all got to argue with. It literally started raining 10 minutes before I get there. And I'm not talking about a little bit of rain. I'm talking about this was like thundering and lightning and shit. The next day you go to look at the news and it was fucking literally, there was news coverage of the shit. Like it was that bad. And I was like, is that a once in a lifetime thing? We always get storms up here because we surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean right here. I was I was here for both lies. Facts. I don't lie about shit. Like I don't. That's why I be trying to tell niggas like we don't get off on shit like that up here. That shit up here get you hurt, son. Become a liar up here in the New York City tri-state, then you go run around here and be cool with niggas. Nah, niggas will get you. And it's the same. I can speak for Philly like that. I know New York definitely like that, Jersey like that, Boston like that. Like you can't just do that. It was pretty bad. Yeah, I even showed it on camera. That's why I said I don't even get what like this dude that was talking about me in his video, he was talking about me like he knew me. Like, and I don't know if I won't necessarily say he was trying to persuade people not to donate to me or support my channel or whatever the case may be. But he was just saying some matter of factly shit. And I was just like, I ain't even flag him or nothing. I just let him rock. I was like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, back to Roberta Flack, man. I wanted to mention that. Let me share this real quick because some people they get upset when you ain't talking about no God. People have forgotten the real reason YouTube was created. YouTube wasn't created to be a gossip platform. YouTube was created and launched in 2008 to be a spot for creators and people that were artistic. You understand what I'm saying? Like you're supposed to have some talent to be on this shit, and it should be some prerequisite. But when I see people like Roberta Flack getting ignored, a woman that been on this earth since 1937 or whatever, and all these women that sit online all day and talk about black women this, black women that, black women this. And then when you get your chances, you're not even honoring black women for doing the shortest month of the year. You know, I didn't watch black women all this fucking month sit up there and go at each other's throats. Now we gonna talk about it. Fuck that. Nobody said nothing about Roberta Flack today. That's one of the queens. Y'all want to use that queen shit so loosely. No, that's one of the queens right there. You understand what I'm saying? And I'll be a motherfucker if I'm gonna sit here and just let y'all start disrespecting broads like that. Now, fuck what I said before, because I have said that and I'm gonna stick with it. I said the black woman of today. And if you're out here and you're by yourself and you look at the culture today and how it's set up, and this is Latin culture too, you look how it's set up. The shit is set up almost like like a fucking dog eat dog. You know, it's bad. And the way I know that, and the way I'm not just generalizing, but I can summarize it is this way. When you get a whole bunch of individuals, you get resources. See, resources mean a lot. Resources mean a lot. And what happens is when you get resources, the demand for resources, but the price is high, and you have an element of that, certain things start to dissipate in society. I'll give you an example. People are making less money, but their bills are higher. People are making less money and working longer, but their rent is higher. People are working more, making less money, but at the same time, their car note is due. Well, that resides into a thing called, well, I'm not going to go to the club anymore. I'm going to have to go and, for the average person, I'm not gonna go to the club as much no more, or I'm not gonna go to the bar as much no more, or I'm not gonna go to the casino as much no more, depending on where you live at. I got you, old girl. I'm gonna read your comment in a second. Or I'm not gonna go here, I'm not gonna go there, I'm not gonna go here. And they do that and they pull back from this type of behavior, whatever. And I'll explain that in 2 seconds. They do this because they feel like they're saving money, but really what they're doing is they're just still in the rat race. Okay, I won't go to the club, but I go buy a bottle. Now you drinking more, you at home. You know what I'm saying? So it all fixates into the same thing. But at the end of the day, the people that lose the money is the bars and the clubs, and that's what you're seeing. The strippers are losing money in the clubs now. Did y'all know that? Dudes ain't showing up to the strip clubs no more because they ain't got the money to do it. A lot of these dudes is being dragged into court paying, I don't know, $700, $800 a month for kids. You know what I'm saying? That may or may not be theirs. Because I just see some of these freaking clips that be popping up. Who has seen them clips that be popping up lately of these chicks and the dude go get a DNA test and the baby ain't really his, and the baby like 15 now. He been there since the baby was born. You know, shit get crazy out here. It's crazy out here. Shit crazy. You know what I'm saying? Shit crazy out here. I just see like 20 of these clips, right? A point I'm getting at here was let me rephrase it. You have a high litany of the African American and Latin culture nowadays. In my opinion, they can't afford to be out in the clubs, can't afford to be in the VIP sections, not at a bulk anyway. And those music genres that encapsulate them, I've usually been the driving force to fuel those clubs. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if you go look, you'll see that the strip clubs nowadays, go through the demographics, you'll see this for yourself. The strips clubs these days, the regular clubs these days are barely staying open. In New York, it used to be clubs everywhere, major clubs. I'm talking about major clubs, from the Tunnel to Limelight, Exit, all these places. The clubs of that stature don't even really exist anymore. There's a few of them, but you got to go searching. And you got to know New York to find them. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of stuff that I go to, or I'll take you out to, or whatever. You got to know New York to find them. If you don't know New York, you're not gonna just bump into the shit. It don't work that way. You know what I'm saying? Like it could, but 9 times out of 10 it don't. Let me share this, guys, because like I said, we got a whole society of people that are coming out of that Biden era, and they're not used to nothing but these tea droplet segments and shit. I just don't get into that because I don't see it being beneficial. You know what I mean? Give me a second. I'm not into everybody's life. I'm not a voyeur. I'm not a person that sits around and just aimlessly talks about people, whatever, without purpose. If I say something about you, it's because I felt the reason to say something about you, not because you a sucker, not because you know whatever. It's just I find a reason to talk about you or talk about that person because there's something behind it. I don't just aimlessly talk about people like, and guess what? I don't like so and so because they said whatever. I used to love watching YouTube. It was about giving real people, giving real views and movies, and that's all I watched back in the day. Now it's crazy. It is. It's like everybody's like an individualist for one. They want to rally whoever they can. Like, let me tell you something universally and unilaterally I've heard everybody arguing about. Everybody's arguing about the same thing I was on here talking about that the other day. Even some niggas I don't like was on here talking about the same shit that I was talking about. Well, you have these little tandems and these little squads of people that are running around from channel to channel to channel to channel telling people, don't mess with this person, don't mess with this person, don't mess with this person, don't mess with this person. Why? Because they and then most of the time it's contrived, it's made up, it's something in their imagination, or they're volunteering to play spokesperson for it. I don't give a fuck who it is. I don't care if I like you as a YouTuber, don't like you, or in the middle. The point is the behavior shouldn't be accepted, period. Period. I don't give a fuck how many of you YouTubers I don't like or I don't agree with. Or I don't like what you're saying about Puff or something like that or whatever. I'm not going to intentionally go and be like, yo, you know what? Now, if you saying something too heinous or whatever happened to you, that's what happened to you. But I'm talking about from my end. I'm not going to sit up here and do a whole lot, even if people I've talked about. You've never heard me say, don't go over there and donate to this person. Don't go over there and support this person. I'll tell you, if you want to go the fuck over there, then go on over there. Just don't come the fuck back here. That's the point. You know what I mean? Now you could go over there. Just don't come back here. Is that fair? I think it's fucking fair. All right. Out here working hard to pay for a place that you never at. That part too. Here in Detroit, most of the strip clubs have turned into food places. That's what Jalen just said. Most of the strip clubs are turning into food places. Nobody's going to the strip clubs and all that shit. Yeah, you got your few clientele, whatever. Even in Vegas, it's slowed down. You know, the price of a J is just not at its peak anymore, I guess. The price of a J just hit its peak, I guess. I don't know. But they're not going to the strip clubs anymore. Motherfuckers is barely at the bars. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go to the bars nowadays, you've always got three crowds of people. You got the just turned 21 crowd. You got the crowd that's in the middle, and that's the crowd from like, I don't know, 25 to 45. Then you've got that third crowd that's like 45 through 58-ish or whatever. You know, he's still out there. So this is the last round up. You know what I'm saying? This will be legacy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? This will be legacy. Who is this? Bring me another. You know what I'm saying? Them years. And so you out there, whatever. But those three tiers, to be quite honest with you, there's two tiers that bring in the most money. It ain't the middle crowd. It's the youngest crowd and the oldest crowd. Those are the ones that bring in money in the bar circuits. So when you get a aging crowd that's 45 to, I say 58, maybe furthest is 61, you see them start to age out of that that last squandered youth or whatever you want to call it. They start getting out of the club and retiring or going to marry or move on to another place or whatever. You see the 21-year-olds that just turned 21, they're now going to college or they back at college and the summer has happened and now they gone. You know what I'm saying? So but everybody's now precisely just homed in on success. And so and even the ambiance nowadays, even at the clubs or bars or whatever, is really nasty. Like if you go out nowadays, most of the people in there, they on their cell phone, checking their phone. They're not interacting with each other. If you try to get a girl's number, she's like, yo, look, I'm giving you my Instagram. Bitch, I don't want to inbox you. Fuck you. Who the fuck is you that I need to inbox you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a fuck how good you look. Like, I'm notorious for that. Let me tell you something. If you don't know me, a real person, I don't give a fuck. I've been around exotic women, like chicks. I'm talking about, like, listen, y'all be talking about these manufactured heavy makeup wearing chicks and shit like that, right? But I happen to come out of this period of like 99 coming into 2000 where girls very much like even the models that you had back then. You know what I'm saying? I go back to the Melissa Fords. I go, even them, they looked more natural. They ain't had no BBLs. They just had a fat ass. They ain't have like, you know what I'm saying? You might find some fake tetas here and there, but for the most part, these girls were like natural. You know what I'm saying? Yo, how you get so thick? Yo, cornbread, fucking, you know what I'm saying? Enchiladas and shit. You know what I'm saying? These are the two. You know, so like these chicks now, when you see and they go to DR and get like a, you know, that ant body pack. Y'all know what I'm talking about? They go get that ant body pack. Get an ant body. And so, you know, you never seen an ant where they stand up with depleted, they stand it up and shit. And like, you know what I mean? Hold on one second, y'all. I got set up. I don't like sitting on my wallet. That's a bad idea. Guys, do not sit on your wallet. It's a bad idea. Trust me, it creates this thing in your leg or whatever. You end up having to walk with a cane and shit long term. Don't sit on your wallet, but always put your wallet in your front pocket, man. If you put your wallet in your back pocket, don't do it. Somebody told me that, and I did some investigation on it years ago and found it out. Sometimes I accidentally still do it, but man, put your wallet in your front pocket. Plus, if you ever get somebody try to pickpocket you safer. Keep your shit in your front pocket, all right? So you don't create that shit in your leg where it's this thing that go in your leg and it go all the way down to your leg and it'll affect your whole leg and it can increase some type of paralysis. It can fuck with your joint, your hips, and everything like that. So that's for the fellas, all right? You know what I'm saying? I don't see too many women out here with a wallet in their back pocket. But fellas, trust me on this. It creates a condition. You can look it up as a medical condition. All the strippers just staying home doing OnlyFans things. I read an article about 4 months ago. I was gonna say that too. Like the OnlyFans shit seem like the jump off for them now. You know, it really do, man. Bless their heart, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna say a prayer for the scrippers. Prayers out for the scrippers. And prayers out for me. Y'all donate some money so I get a new ring light. My ring light all broke and shit. You know what I'm saying? I got this shit niggified like a motherfucker right now. Y'all just do not know. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I think I see the problem right here. My little thing fell off. I got this shit nigga rigged like a motherfucker. But it works though. Hold on one second, y'all. Hold on one second. I don't want this shit to fall through. I got this shit Jenny rigged like a motherfucker. This some real project shit right here. What it say? All the strippers, yeah. All the strippers doing OnlyFans now. Yeah, some of them ain't doing so well. They might as well stay at the club, to be honest with you. Some of the OnlyFans girls, man, they make like $300, $400 a month. And that shit on there for life. You wildin'. Like, nah, ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. And like, imagine that's your baby moms or it's your idea. A lot of these dudes, they be pumping up. Like, I don't know if y'all know this or not, but a lot of these dudes, they be pimping their chicks to be on OnlyFans. Y'all ain't know that? So like, who you think the cameraman is? Some of these dudes, they so bold, they know they'll openly let their shorty, you know, get busy with somebody on camera in front of them, and they filming because of the residuals that come around it. Now that's usually a stake for them chicks that make like $1 million a year. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But if you listen, man, if you filmed your wife getting, you know what I'm saying, eviscerated, let me put it that way. Son, you ain't never getting respected in that house ever in your life. You might as well just go in the bathroom, do the Lord's work. You will never get respected in that house ever, ever. Like, unless you plan on being a solidified, lifelong houseboy, you know what I'm saying? You are never gonna get a respect. And don't go around your friends talking about, yo, I was the dude that filmed my wife doing that. Yo, son, I'm subscribed to her. Prayer ahead for the scrippers. We say a prayer for these church. Let's bow our heads, say a prayer for these hoes. Church, bow your heads. Let's say a prayer for these hoes. She ain't mad about strippers losing their job. Bitch got me about 5 years ago for $100. I ain't forgot that shit since. Fuck that bitch. Bitch got me for $100. I still ain't forgot that shit. You know what I'm saying? Nah, ain't no love for the scrippers. Where did I want to move on to? Yeah, this conversation right here. Um, I did a live day for yesterday now. I'm very tired, y'all. So y'all excuse me if I look tired or whatever. I literally stayed up for 2 days. Because I didn't go home after y'all saw me when I got off live. I ended up staying in Brooklyn for about another hour, you know what I'm saying, and getting recharged and everything like that. Anyway, listen. Um, yesterday, I went day for yesterday now. I went to NDC where Pup was being held at, and a lot of people had a problem with that, evidently. They was like, how dare you be down there with that knuckle? And I was like, yo, that's crazy. So as I was talking, I brought in the issue of Luigi Mangione in the conversation, and how this man was able to raise $500,000, and the public is basically applauding for this dude, saying he did a good job by killing this man, Brian. And a lot of people, they didn't it didn't resonate the way I thought it would resonate, and it was actually kind of creepy, and it was crazy because I had somebody leave a couple comments. I went to sleep when I got here, like I literally went to sleep, so I didn't see this shit until later on. You know what I mean? But I just wanted to address that. First of all, first things first. Don't no motherfucking body tell me what to think and what not to think. All right, that's just number one. I don't do tribalistic thought. I don't do group thought. I don't do trial by default. You understand what I'm saying? I don't do you better ride with us or everybody's gonna stick by you. Okay, so be it. You know what I'm saying? I done did a lot of shit by myself. It won't be new. You understand what I'm saying? You notice I don't have no mods. I don't have none of that shit. You understand what I'm saying? And we do quite fine over here for the particular nature I'm in. I'm not a T podcaster. You understand what I'm saying? But I will talk about stuff that's in the circumference of the T market. And I think people are so used to that type of they're so used to that type of editorial lowbrow journalism that's all they accept in their mind. Like their mind has been programmed to that. Like y'all been so programmed that it's like it's pathetic. Like so many people speaking of freedom here on YouTube, and I'm like, first of all, you gotta understand, you in a prison already. Ain't no fucking freedom in a prison. So I'm not stupid enough to think, okay, I'm here on YouTube, so I'm free. I'm free. Fucking free on YouTube, nigga. That's the reason they give you this shit for free. They want to see how far you'll go. Let's let them test ride it for free. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, they're gonna start charging $25 a month for this shit. Then you'll start seeing the riff raff because they won't have no other choice. It'll start getting out of control. Shit, in 2025, you might as well call YouTube the welfare office. You understand? I'm dead serious. You might as well call this shit the welfare office. So, because you got so many low brow, low vibration motherfuckers on here. But let me tell you what they said to me. No wonder nobody, what I wrote. I saw at one point you had over 300 people in your chat. Nobody would hit the like button. Nobody would donate. Telling. I'm like, telling what? What kind of telling is that? Is it telling that? I mean, I don't understand what telling it is. What is it telling? You don't know none of that. Because this is a person I had never talked to before. So I said, okay, so this means you've been over here either hovering on my page, either two is a distraction. You understand what I'm saying? It was like, whatever. I said, all right, cool. I deleted the comment, blocked it. Then I had another one leave me a comment and said, oh, you want to be in jail with the Diddler. The Diddler. Whoever made up that stupid ass name is corny as fuck. You understand what I'm saying? Like, who uses that? Like, the grown ass adult uses that. If you use the word the Diddler, and then you want us to be attentive to something you say as an adult, I think you should be shot in your leg. Like, I'm dead serious. Like, I can't take you serious. You just gave him a pseudonym of the Riddler. Like, that didn't make fucking sense. Anyway, yeah, that's just me. Anyway, long story short, it was a strip. I thought she wrote something. You're not going to be able to control my thoughts, you know? And I think there's this little contingency that goes along with some of you other podcasters are saying, and don't you lie, that you're getting these contingencies these people that are coming into your podcast or coming into your chat rooms. Don't support this person. This person's a liar. They don't know what they're talking about. Well, I'm gonna help you understand it. YouTube has switched up the algorithm. So now we get a lot of strangers watching us. Okay. So for people like me that's been here for like, I even go as far, I started 3 years ago. 3, 4, 5 years ago, I've been on here 5 years. But for people like us, it's a bad situation because instead of YouTube pressuring the fact to get us out to our subscribers, they've now switched up the algorithm where they're out to getting us to strangers. Now, this is an attempt to get more clicks and views for the AdSense, which I ain't got a problem with. I'm parting it. But at the same time, it doesn't matriculate out to that for us. For us, it matriculates out to we got a whole bunch of niggas, or whether they stay for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, or whatever, and they're going to press the like button. They have no devotion to you. They haven't grown with you. They haven't matured with you. Most of them not going to become a subscriber. So quit trying to please these motherfuckers. In fact, if I got some motherfuckers in here right now, if you're never going to subscribe to me, if you're never going to support me financially or whatever, please feel free to exit out this motherfucker right now. Your presence is not needed on this bitch right here. Factory. I'll give you a moment. That's how we do things around here. I don't do all that. Guys, everybody, how's my subscribers? Now that these subscriber motherfuckers, they be the first nigga to take you down. You do some shit they don't like. When you get your subscribers, you log on to 15% of them. The rest of the motherfuckers is there. All right? It is there. It is there. They're not going to support you. They're not going to donate to your page or whatever. That is what it is. I'm cool with that. What I don't be cool with is this. When you feel the way you feel, and I've seen this, been doing this, I've been seeing this and seeing other people doing this on other people's pages now. When you come into people's pages and you tell people they don't support, so I thought it was just me. No, they doing this to other people. So evidently, and this is how it go, right? It's hating behind the hating. I know that's some deep shit right there, right? It's layers to this hate shit. It's literally shit. I'm trying to tell you, it's hating behind hating. Your presence is not needed nor required. Exactly. It's hating behind the hating. I'm gonna tell you what I mean by it. So say you got a nigga that's hating on somebody, right? Like he ain't got no reason or whatever. Maybe he didn't try to, launch a page for the past 20 years and the shit just didn't work out, right? Okay, so I ain't gonna say 20 years, but some of these motherfuckers that assaulted me, they've been on here for like 12, 13. I'm like, damn, nigga, you've been on here since the beginning of YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But ain't shit worked out. But anyway, so some of these dudes, they've been on here for a very long time. So they don't hate you per se. They hate what you represent. So if they see your page or whatever. I'm talking to people who even got more viewers than me. You know what I'm saying? When they see them numbers on your page or whatever, that's their hate. They don't really have no hate with you. It's just that's their sole purpose is to hate. Now, behind them is another system of hate. And that's the YouTuber themselves that may not like you or have a personal issue with you. They also part of the hate machine. So that's what I'm trying to explain to you. It's hate behind the hate. So this shit deep, son. I don't know how to tell you. I ain't never seen those shit set up like this. And it's like, okay, there's a few people that got some, honorable mentions that got some points and shit like that, but the majority of the motherfuckers is behind them is just spectators and followers. Like they won't have a clue what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So yesterday when I was day before yesterday, whatever, when I was down there and I was doing my piece about Puff down at the jail and shit, in my mind, I don't know about y'all because a lot of y'all ain't been through. A lot of y'all is like PG-13. The PG-13 version of African Americans. I need the R-rated version back. We got this PG-13 rated version of African Americans now. That will fly with some people's head. You know, motherfuckers, you know what I mean? Like motherfuckers will sit there and have conversations like, well, let's say some shit like this. Hey yo, listen, like I say some shit like this. Hey yo, man, listen, them same niggas that was in Cincinnati marching, motherfuckers just talking about coming to New York, son. You know what I mean? We might have to set it on them. You know what I'm saying? Now, today's population, they're gonna take it like this. Well, can you put it in more and add some context to exactly what you're saying? Because what we want to understand is where are you coming to this conclusion about the lexicon, which is individually inserted into it? I just need more context, if you would. And this is how black and Latin kids are talking now. I'm like, yo, y'all sound like the most assimilated motherfuckers I've ever heard in my life. And then behind all of they have these beckoning calls of, we must be free. You must be free. You sound like a perturbed, spliced Frankenstein modification of a white man. And a robot white man at that. You sound like a white man that white men don't even respect. I'm sorry. I live in Connecticut, so I know the difference. Trust me when I tell you this. Anyway, long story short, I find it amazing that you have these individuals that are African American and are Latin, and they're finding time to financially hate on their own. I don't give a fuck what podcaster it is, whether it's me or whether it's anybody else. Don't be doing this to us. There's a whole bunch of these podcasters I don't fucking like, and there's some of them more than others. But even with the ones I don't like, all right, let me take that back. The ones I don't really, really, really like, fuck them. But the ones, but the ones that I moderately got a dislike for, whatever, it's you know, and for them too. When you sit there and you tell people that are the same color as you, don't donate to this podcast or don't support this podcast, or you leave comments trying to discourage people from donating to them persons or whatever, you're a saboteur. You understand what I'm saying? And the enemy of the state. You understand what I mean? Because what you demonstrate is you demonstrate a type of behavior that's usually taken upon by people that are desperate. You take on a type of behavior pattern of people that are self-destructive and also would be inclusive of leading other people to self-destruction. And not in a very, very, very cognitive form of sense. So when you get people like this or whatever, you got to understand they're from a different branch of thinking. You might think that they solidify everything that you're saying in the background, but really it's coming from a place of a psychopath. You understand what I'm saying? There's many of these women and men that are on here that are blogging in y'all. Like, listen, I know I got 8 pages of problems for who the fuck I am. I never hide from it. That's the only thing. You'll never get Davin Lewis up here being like, yo, did you say you would do this or did you do that? Probably. I don't know. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? But you'll never get me on here fucking blowing smoke up your ass. I don't do that. I don't misrepresent who I am. I don't sit up here and try to pretend that I'm something that I'm not or whatever the case may be. I just tell you what it is. And what I'm telling you is, when you get into the mentality, when you get people that try to financially shame, financially discourage people from donating or supporting other people, whatever, based on a point simple fact of how they feel or what's their viewpoint or whatever, even though they don't have anything to significance to add on to the conversation or whatever they're even advocating for. That's a problem. And it's a tactics, in my personal opinion, that I think a lot of these people are picked up. And a lot of people, they let them bounce out of here. It doesn't matter. They don't want to hear that. They want to continue on with their chaos. So anybody that dropped out of here, they're still involved with that chaos. Trust me when I tell you. They love that type of chaos. They enjoy it. They like watching it. They like seeing it interact. But don't let it be them. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'll give you a perfect example. A lot of bitches will go around, right? And they'll start fights and issues and shit like that at the club or some shit like that, right? And the nigga that they with, he known to carry one on him. You understand what I'm saying? Or whatever. First thing happens, she get loud mouth in the club with somebody, whatever. This nigga get taunted up because he can't have somebody stun on him. Now he pulling out the hammer and all that shit or whatever. He in a situation. Next thing you know, this nigga doing 10 to 15 years over this bitch in one night at the club. You see what I'm saying there? You got to be careful who you taking up for or who you let represent you here on this YouTube platforms. A lot of these motherfuckers are fuck niggas. And I don't give no support to nobody. Even some of you motherfucking bloggers that talk shit about me. I still don't support the fact of anybody going to flag anybody's fucking page, going to try to shut down somebody's page or whatever, on the fact that somebody don't agree with you, don't go in line with your narrative or whatever. There's hundreds of thousands of people on here. And I know a lot of y'all say, well, David, you just said something about these people before, whatever. Yeah, and it is a process. If you're at your extremities and doing things or whatever, then that's a problem. Yeah, if you're at the extremities of it. But if you're not at the extremities of the cusp of the problem, nah, I'm not going to go that deep with you. I won't at all. If you're just saying frivolous things, I heard a man today, one of the biggest things nowadays to make a commodity on is rehashing and rereading and articulating people's court cases. I tried to tell y'all earlier, and I got a little clip of it I put up from a recent podcast with Piers Morgan. Y'all should go check it out because the woman says the same thing that I said almost 2 weeks ago. Sometimes they have to hear it through somebody else's mouth, But anyway, they all go to this one website, and the website provides all public domain, provides recipes and everything else you want for somebody's court case for the day or the week or the month or whatever. And they'll give the details or whatever. This has now become a commodity with people. They let me read it back and let me give my dissertation of what I think and blah 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 blah. And people donate and they support it or whatever. I don't say shit about that. I think that's a lazy man's podcast, if you ask me. You have a lot of lazy man and lazy women podcasts. Basically, I'll go read an article, regurgitate it, throw it up. Hey, how you doing? I'll regurgitate an article, re-throw it up. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Give my unvalidated opinion, unsolicited opinion. Hold on one second, y'all. Yeah, y'all have to excuse me. Sometimes when I have these conversations like this, you'll get a lot of people, they don't want to hear these type of conversations. I'm trying to tell you, a lot of these people, they want drama every day of their life. If you try to have a sensible conversation, you within the confines of the urban culture, that you're gonna lose a lot of times unless you got some drama or significance to fall back with it. And unfortunately, YouTube supports that type of behavior in the culture, which I also think is kind of like a psyop that's sitting right in front of y'all fucking face and y'all don't even see it. I've been trying to tell them for 3 or 4 years. I said, don't y'all find it kind of funny that YouTube this pushes like negative shit hard, but when it comes to like people that are talking about something positive, like for example, you'll find a post that says something like, yeah, new Diddy under investigation for new lawsuit. You'll find that video with 135,000 views, right? But if you turn around and look at some videos for Dick Gregory, look at some videos for I don't know, man, this different people that are of color that was significant, you will never, ever find them with them types of views. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be Harry Belafonte, whether it be James Baldwin, whether it be any of these guys, you'll never find them at 100,000. Have you ever listened to some of the shit Dick Gregory said in his elder years? Have you ever listened to any of it? Like, go back. I suggest everybody goes back and listen to what Dick Gregory was saying in his elder years. Fuck what he was saying some good stuff in his younger years too, but as an old man, go back and listen to some of the shit he was saying. And you'll find out very quickly. He even had this one, because I listened to it, I think about cropped it too and put it up. He was talking about how they send niggas out to financially ruin other niggas. I said, yo, I'm going through this. The white power struggle. I'm not talking about all whites either. That's ridiculous. But what I'm talking about, there is a segment of white power structure that sends out almost a signal. And I live in mostly white Connecticut, so please don't say I'm a racist. I grew up around Italians and Greeks. I've been at weddings. I go around that house this evening. There are certain African Americans, Latinos, and minorities, period. They hear this silent signal that goes out. I like to call it a silent signal because it's silent to you unless you're looking for it. You understand what I'm saying? Let me give you an example. Most people that are really, I used to sell drugs, so I know. Most people that are really addicted to drugs, they on a signal that you can't hear because you ain't on it. Most people that are addicted to cigarettes, You can't hear it because it's a signal you can't hear. You understand what I'm saying? Because you ain't your signal. But to white supremacy, it's a signal. And sometimes, I mean, you ain't gonna believe this, but I can tell you what I'm talking about because I'm around white people like almost every day of my life. And it has been like that all my life. When I say a signal, I mean there's different personalities within white culture. There are some white men that are heavy on dominance, and that's all they want to see. And they want to see the betterment of their race. Doesn't necessarily mean from a racist connotation. It just means from a survival connotation. There are white men that are extremely racist, at the opposite end of that pillar, and want to see nothing but the destruction of you or other races that look exactly like you. There's another segment of white men that could care less about either one of those motherfucking collections of people I just described, and also want total domination not only over them as servants and subjected to taxation, and everything else, but ultimately want to see the vast amount of the population be under the same taxation and kind of servitude type of mentality. It doesn't isn't inclusive of all race and gender. That's what you're probably seeing now. you know, how could I say a Marxist, fascist, communist, quasi-communist type of way. That's the best way I can say it. Marxist, fascist, quasi-communist type of way. You know what I mean? I'll say the last administration is why I say quasi-communist, because a lot of communist ideas came out of Biden. A lot of communist ideas always came from the Democrats, believe it or not. Even if you're for them or against them or whatever, that part rings true. They've been mentioned so many times in different literature regarding communism or how they implemented it. I give you an example. In Cuba, it was, what's his name? Barack Obama, who reopened the U.S. Embassy there. And ties with Cuba. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. That's no big deal. Anyway, you had this signal that I believe the tap dancers, the coons, shoe shiners, they all heard. They've been hearing it since this day. And it's really a signal of, it's from a place of desperation. It's from a place of somebody that's opportunistic. It's from a place of somebody that's in destitute. And so what these people do is, and there's whites that believe this, and I'll go back to the different types of whites I've encountered, but there's whites, not all whites, but there's a segment of white Americans that know this because they were proud slave owners. They were proud people that they couldn't dominate over people in the white classification system because in the white classification system, as far as socially, they are at the bottom of the bottle. You understand what I'm saying? So what they turn to is, and you need an example of this. Only thing you have to do is look at an indentured servant. You ever seen the movie 12 Years a Slave? You'll see this part where Brad Pitt's in the movie, and Brad Pitt plays an indentured servant. And he's actually the one that gets Solomon's message out for him after he's finished his indentured servitude. He was probably Irish. But anyway, yeah, that's a lost piece of Irish history. A lot of people don't talk about how the Irish were put, Irish and the Dutch. Some of the English, but most of the Irish and the Dutch, mostly voluntarily put themselves into indentured servitude. Now, if you're an Irishman, I mean a real Irishman, I need an Irishman up here that speaks Gaelic. I've been around Irish folks that speak Gaelic before. Oh, South Jersey. Anyway, you have people that will hear the signal of white supremacy. And they'll usually come in the form of a thank you. You know, the hand on the shoulder, hand around the arm. Good job there, Quaquan. Good job there, Maurice. And that will get the average coon to turn up even more. It's also the proud stance. Proud stance is inclusive of this. Oh, they happy I did that. Let me do some more. That's usually you get your overzealous cop, overzealous judge, overzealous reporter, overzealous YouTuber. They'll do this type of behavior to please what they think is a white power structure, which will eventually get them more opportunity. And this example goes all the way back to the slave days. It literally does. Like some plays they would tell on other people. Like look at Django Unchained and look at the character Steven. Steven was the head house nigga, if you didn't know. Now he wasn't light skinned or pretty like the rest of them or whatever. But what he did was he struck fear in the rest of the niggas to keep them in check. Underneath him, there was the head house Yammy. That was Cora. She was the big woman. The Cora, she was big and pretty. You understand what I'm saying? So she was the delight to look at. But Cora was snappy. They're going in the basement now. They're going to be drinking the good stuff tonight. That's what she said in the movie. Now they're going on out here, girl, don't you burn up them greens. They're going to be eating the good stuff tonight. You know, she kept all the rest of the slaves in check. Well, them motherfuckers are still alive and well. Except they are here on YouTube, you feel me? And the spirit of them persists. And so you will get people that will fall into these tropes, or fall into these personalities, or fall into these advocacies to please that right-minded individual that they perceive would just happen to be white or could happen to be any other culture. And I've seen this demonstrated by Asian people. I've seen this demonstrated by Middle Eastern people. I've seen this demonstrated by Latin people, of course. Tú sabes la gente, ¿no? Tú eres un blanco en la mente, ¿no? Ya. Anyway, I've seen it happen in between many different races of brown people exhibit this behavior. And so they do this type of behavior, this type of brown noses, shucking the job, and whatever you want to say, because they think they're going to get rewarded. So if that reward is great to them for recognition within another culture that's outside of theirs, but the recognition leads to opportunity, they think. Let me tell you something. If you come to me as a snitch, right? The last thing I want is a snitch on my team. If you come to me as a traitor, the last thing I want is a traitor on my team. If you come to me as a quote unquote truth teller, telling other people's secrets, I definitely don't want you on my team. Because when the time is right, you're going to do the exact same thing to me. And that's how a white man think. Now, you can think whatever you want to. I grew up around these people, you know? In many ways, I guess kind of like my personality is kind of like an Italian or a Greek or something like that. I've been told. I wouldn't say that full from my whole heart, but I've been told. You know, that's why I try to tell people sometimes. If you haven't lived around, and I mean this respectfully, if you haven't been in the same situations as a lot of African American and Latin kids have growing up, where they grew up around white people and things like that. That's what I grew up around. I'm not talking about you reach 18, now you're working a job, or now you're at college, and now you're immense with white folks. I'm talking about from the time you was growing up, you had been around these folks. You went to birthday parties. I went to pool parties, every fucking thing else. This is my life. And so, and I've also hung with Black Americans and Latin Americans, of course, too, as well, but who I lived around, and interacted with. I played tennis in school for 2 years. You know, I don't front. But if you haven't grown up around them, your perception of white people and what you can be able to pick up about them may be limited. And I think that's the best advice you could ever, if you're somebody that grew up, and I'm gonna say like many of African Americans and Latin Americans, that's the best advice you could give to the ones that didn't. Don't be presumptuous. Don't be the one that wants to please for trinkets, rags and tatters. That's what's up. You was on a wrestling tree. That's what's up. Sí, yo sono negro e yo sono cubano. Yo no dos. Entonces, sabe, representando una dos. Okay? ¿Está bien? More glitter. What you say? More glitter rental car show tonight. You speaking none but truth. I appreciate that, man. Make sure y'all show some love and hit the Cash App. I got 2 more pieces I want to do for y'all tomorrow. And so that would require me to travel. So if y'all want to hit the Cash App, support that. It's just like traveling, cool, shit like that, eating, you know what I'm saying? Like this shit like that. So that's all we do with that money. We ain't going to buy no new clothes. I ain't going to buy no new shoes and nothing like that or whatever, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just for traveling, cool. So if y'all want to hit the Cash App, it's right under Javon's name right there. $ STRINGERBELL80. If I get out here early enough, I'll do 3 pieces. You know what I'm saying? But I know I can at least work in 2 tomorrow. And I really want to do those pieces for you, especially one in particular one, because it means a lot to me if I would able to be able to do that. So as many of y'all know, my show don't consist of being like in my bedroom and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I started this channel being out on the move all the time. So that's what we like to keep it at. So the same way y'all always go support people, and I say the same line every time, we keep it that way. Same way y'all support people that like sit around and gossip about people, or people that go and download a PDF off a free website or somebody's court case and then present it to you like they got the exclusive. You understand what I'm saying? Make sure you support this channel, because I don't even like, somebody got on me before because I don't do it. I don't even sit there, and that's what makes me mad. I don't even sit there and scream my Cash App. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time I just let it sit there, but I just like, I can't be paying for everything else. I got bills and everything else just like everybody else. So make sure y'all hit the Cash App, support that. We're gonna do 2 more things tomorrow. I ain't got no problem with that. Like I said, I work with y'all. You know what I'm saying? If y'all wanna especially as it's getting warmer. If y'all want to keep that thing going, whatever, whatever, because I know New York like the back of my hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't too many motherfuckers left that know New York like I know it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I tried and tested. You understand what I'm saying? I can tell you how to get on the train to go anywhere for the most part. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know New York good. I know the history of New York. From a standpoint of historically as well as hip hop historically, and like I said, we done been everywhere on here. The Universal. I was, just to give you some examples of your first time here. We went to the 50th anniversary of hip hop on Sedgwick, down in the Bronx. I had Pete Rock, CO Smooth on the camera. We had Public Enemy on here. Who else was on here? Fat Joe, even though y'all love him, hate him, whatever. You know what I'm saying? He was out there, but I was on Sedgwick, the birthplace of hip hop in the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? So that shit was like euphoric for me, because I was like, damn, whoever thought, you know what I'm saying? Because I started out as a rapper. And so, like, for me, I never been over to Sedgwick. I done met everybody in the business you could think of. I never went to Sedgwick. You know what I'm saying? So, what you said, hopefully when the weather gets warmer, you could take us on a trip to Central Park. I will do. I want to do that too. I can take y'all over there now. It's getting warmer now. Like this week is gonna be all in its 50s. So that's why I said I wanted to do it now, because then the following week, the way it do up here, be like, all right, go ahead, throw a sprinkle on. I snatch your shit back. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, it'll be 20 degrees again. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I'll always make sure I follow through with what I say or whatever. It's a big thing to me or whatever, whatever. So you ain't got to worry about that. If I say I'm doing something with some shit, I'm doing that. And so I'll be covering things regardless all this summer. This is my first time in the building, and you show you got a new subscriber. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'm gonna talk about Tony Buzby real quick, and then I'm gonna get up out of here because I'm gonna have me a little cigarette and I'm going to sleep because I need to sleep some more. Let me see if any of y'all subscribe to the page or showed any love or whatever, whatever. No trip though. I ain't gonna trip though. You know what I'm saying? I guess we just won't be doing that tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? They don't. It's I just want to say this before I get off of here. It's funny because inclusive in that little live I did the other day down at the prison with Puff and shit. It was crazy because at one time I had over 300 people in the chat room, and my argument when I was down there was that Luigi Mangione, that's the guy that killed the healthcare CEO in Manhattan. I was also there on site the day that happened, and I was filming with the regular news outlets. I even had some of the dudes come over and talk to me, which is all on camera here on this channel. You just put his name, put in my name behind it to come up. Um, a lot of people, they gonna hate on that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And so, yes, when I was doing my piece or whatever, I brought up the fact that Luigi Mangione was able to raise $500,000 while he's in custody, and other people helped him and behested him. This was a murderer, you know. But I got people sitting on my page talking about don't donate to this nigga or whatever, whatever, but they won't say don't donate to Luigi Mangione. Now, when I did that, the old gal, she was here, the one that's in my chat room right now, so she could back that up. When I said this yesterday, I could not get one African American, not one, until towards the end. But for a good hour and 30 minutes, I could not get one African American to say, you know what, that is fucked up. Luigi Mangione was able to raise $500,000. Instead, they came in and gave this motherfucker excuses on how this piece of shit took someone else's life like a coward. He shot that man from behind. In the wild, wild west, if you would have shot a man from behind, they would have ended up doing something to you. What's going on, Amadel? They would have started up doing something to you. So as I'm sitting there and I'm talking about this or whatever, at one point I had with 300-something people in my chat room. Got you, bro. Got you. At one point I had like 300-something people in the chat room, like literally. This is this past Sunday. And it was crazy because none of those people wanted to subscribe to me. None of those people wanted to donate to me. None of those people wanted to any of that. In fact, it was protesting me in my own chat room, right? But the whole time, they never addressed Luigi Mangione. And I'm talking about the what's the name kept on flipping. So it'd be like 1 minute it'd be 135 people, then it'd be 200, then it'd be 300. It kept shifting. But the donations, they was not there. Why? Because I was putting in comparison this white man, I mean basically, this white man versus a black man. A white man that definitely did a murder. And the black man versus the black man that y'all want to try to pin murders and child molestation, everything else on, without any proof, without him being convicted of it. This nigga, you got a videotape of this nigga killing somebody. A videotape. There shouldn't even be a trial at this point. We got a video of this nigga, and the nigga went on the run. And they said, no, he's worth $500,000. So you have a fixation of color in this country, and most of it's henforth on its country's minorities. Whether they're Asian, black, polka dot, or whatever, whatever. Whiteness is the thing of their salvation for them. So when they look at Luigi Mangione or other white people look at Luigi Mangione or people of color look at Luigi Mangione, they look at it as a statement of virtue. They look at it as a statement of procurement in a system that was broken and shattered and should be fixed with vigilante justice. That's how they look at it. That's how they look at it. And so I'm sitting here and I'm looking for at least this 2 or 3 Negroes to come in, and say, hey, you know what? You right, bro. Nah, it was out of 300, 200 some people, whatever was in there at the time, fluctuating back and forth. There was only 8 people that came into my chat room, including one that's right there right now, the old gal, and said, you know what? I see what you're talking about. And I'll stick to it today, to this moment. And I say again, every last one of them motherfuckers that donated to Luigi. See, what you don't understand is if a nigga is empathetic to a motherfucker that's a murderer, and somebody try to put in comparison and say Charles Manson, right? If a motherfucker is privy to murder in broad daylight in a coward fashion, then the people that are empathetic to him are, in my opinion, could be possible of the same or share the same sentiment that you should do things like that you should just randomly take away somebody's, family member because you feel that you've been done wrong. No, there's a procedure for that. You see what I'm saying? And so vigilante justice, even though it can be warranted sometimes in society, it depends on what it is. I'm a white man from the UK. I've been in poverty most of my life. Skin color is used as a tool to divide us. I don't want to have a conversation like that with you, sir, Because when you take her when you held the conversation and you started out, I'm a white man, and then you circumnavigated it to your own detection or own direction of where you want to navigate the conversation, I am no way interested in that. So I'm sorry, I'm going to have to decline from that further in that conversation. I find that people like you that are in that temperament start the conversation with that type of octave or that type of provocation usually tend to have a certain type of ideology that exists that doesn't exist, that the world is not full of inequalities, that the world is not full of racism, that the world is not full of things like that or whatever. Henceforth, I can point you to over 35 videos that I've seen in the past 48 hours that would say quite different. Where I can show you young white girls. There's a particular white man right now that's online. I don't know if any of y'all have seen him. He sits around on camera with an AR-15, very short, modified AR-15, if I would say that. So, and this white man who has a beard, he's a ginger. I don't know if any of y'all have seen him. Mostly I see him on Twitter and Instagram. Instagram, I think, has removed him. And he comes from, what is that shit called? It's the app where everything disappears. I forgot what the name of it is, but that's where he was on. And another site called Omega or something like that. But anyway, he goes on there and basically what he does day after day after day is racially attack people. And I'm talking about to extreme. He'll call people niggas, he'll call people monkeys. He told the Spanish kid that came on there, you're not deported yet. It's just every day. It's like he makes fun of Jewish people. Everybody told stuff about Kanye. Go listen to what this motherfucker says. And he's been covered by big people. I mean, bigger vloggers that are in the space, they have covered him or mentioned him or whatever. And you'll see more of them in the future. But just remember, I told you the bearded white man with the glasses that has the modified AR-15. He tells black people, "I'll kill you on camera." You understand what I'm saying? So when I hear people come in and they say, "Oh, they're using racism to divide us," no, 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 no. There's no they. A segment of your people are using race to divide. A segment of your people, as they always have in this country, and don't tell me nothing about white people. As I mentioned earlier, I grew up around Italians and Greeks all my motherfucking life. All right, I live in a mostly white Connecticut. The Bushes used to live here. Recently, in recent years, the Bush family. Okay? The Bush family lived here. You can't tell me nothing about white folks. So when I hear this, I always hear that white people like to remove a segment of your population. We'll really break down your population, how it breaks down demographically as far as class stats, because a lot of y'all don't like to admit to this. See, when you hear somebody call somebody a peckerwood cracker, it's a reason they call them a peckerwood cracker. And it's not because of white people told them to hear that. No, in fact, blacks heard whites refer to other whites as peckerwood crackers. Do you want to know what a peckerwood cracker is? Let me know. Or could the white gentleman that's in the first, could you tell us, because you do live in the UK, what's the definition of a peckerwood cracker? What do they mean by that? Please write that in the chat room. Let's see if he does that. Go ahead, sir. I'll wait. Tell us the definition of what the British used to refer to as a peckerwood cracker. Silent as a church mouse, ain't it? Can you tell me the definition of what was a peckerwood cracker? No? Okay, I'll help you out. Peckerwood cracker usually referred to a peckerwood cracker. I know it would because they don't expect you to know this shit. A peckerwood cracker will refer to what you would call the Irish or the poor Dutch. And these poor Irish or Dutch, most of the time, were illiterate. They were usually, most of the time, had some type of sickness or ailment or whatever the case may be to put them in this probable situations out of poverty into some type of employment, which they would indulge themselves in indentured servitude for a certain amount of whiles or whatever. And being that these slave masters that would later procure over Black America, would soon be known as Black Americans, they also procured, just like I used as example earlier when I used the movie 12 Years as a Slave, and you see Brad Pitt is his name. You see Brad Pitt being depicted as an indentured servant. That's what they would have referred to as a peckerwood cracker. That's an uneducated Irish or Dutch motherfucker that don't know shit but what they're told. You want me to go into some of the other subsets of white culture that even white culture looks down upon? Because I can keep going. Anybody? Huh? You ought to hear what they used to say about the Quakers. Oh, it's terrible. You should have heard what they used to call the Quakers. Tell them what you used to call the Quakers. Oh, they hated the Quakers more than anybody. Let me tell you why they hated the Quakers. They hated the Quakers the most because the Quakers wouldn't go along with their racial ambiguous mindsets of all the other what's the names. Like you get all these people coming in from the second set and the first set of 13 colonies, but the Quakers, and it was another group too. I think it was the Mennonites and there was another group too. But it's like 4 or 5 sets of these people. They all look like they're Quakers, but they're all different sets. These Dutch folks or whatever, they wouldn't go along with the what's the name, even though the Dutch, they did some colonizing themselves, including New York City, which ain't far away from Pennsylvania and parts of Pennsylvania. I think Benjamin Franklin himself was not a Quaker, he was Dutch though. Anyway, long story short, a lot of these people would not go along with those white separatist ideas. That's why I said this is not inclusive of all white people. Matter of fact, most educated white people wanted nothing to do with this type of behavior. Most white folks that were of a do and wasn't from a genealogical cycle of incest had nothing they wanted to do with this type of shit. And so the ones that did were usually looked as the lowbrow ones, the rowdy ones, and later what you would call your poor white trash in this country. And that's not a racist term. This is a term that whites gave other whites. This is a term the whites gave other whites, just like the other one I just told you a minute ago about peckerwood cracker. You can actually go watch a dissertation by where is she from? Columbia. I think it's either Columbia or Brown University. It's a female professor. You'll know her because she wears glasses and has short hair. And she did a whole dissertation about this. You understand what I'm saying? Who invented slavery? Now you're asking silly questions. But if you want to go back and talk about the transatlantic slave trade, we're going to start with the Portuguese and then follow through with the Spaniards. Where else do you want to go? See, make no mistake about it. I do all this street talk shit, whatever, and I really mean it. But at the same time, you're not talking to a dummy. You think because you hear this accent that I'm fucking stupid. No, I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. I was taught by some of the best, not just in the collegiate sense, because I went to college too, but I was taught by some of the best on another sense. You understand what I'm saying? So whatever other questions you have, feel free to answer. I'm not going to block you. I'm not going to block you, but you need to answer my question now. And when I asked you, tell me the definition of a peckerwood cracker, you wouldn't answer that, but you had the audacity to write a question in my motherfucking chat room. You're trying to sum me, huh? Trying to learn me? Some of that good old reverse psychology. I hear you. Y'all didn't get me? A lot of whites like him, they refer to as reverse psychology. They like to use reverse psychology because eventually what they want you to do is turn around and agree with their point, even if their point goes against yours. Your point doesn't go with mine. I'm not going to read any more of your questions. You're trying to take up motherfucking space at this point. You can suck a dick. All right, cool. When you try to psychoanalyze people that you don't know or whatever, you think that you have a helm up, you usually fit in the same row with the type of people that I'm talking about right now. And I don't give a fuck about your metrics in life. Your metrics in life mean nothing to me. So you have a good evening, all right? Have a good evening. That was probably that little small guy again. I'm reading your message. I'm reading your energy. If you read my energy will let you know I will get you the fuck up out of here if you piss me off enough. That's what my energy should have been telling you. Like I said, I already knew what the person was trying to do. He was trying to do a psychoanalysis of me because he was losing the argument. I said, sir, tell us what a peckerwood cracker is. It was crickets, just like the old gal said. Notice, after I gave the definition of what I said, he wanted to come back. Now we're talking about energies and fucking moons and quay. I don't do that shit. Go suck a dick. Bitch ass nigga. I know when I'm talking to a lower elk white person. They all have the same connotation. They all frame their sentences the same from an uneducated viewpoint. You understand what I'm saying? They believe heavily, if not fully, into their own ambitions. They feed into their own. It's very narcissistic mindset, but they feed into their own ambitions. They feed into their own inquiries. They feed into everything that's them, and then they try to project it into the world to get other people to agree with them. I really don't have fucking time for that shit. If you're not a judge or somebody in authority or a president or something like that, that's the only people I would even considering I'm altering my thoughts for. Other than that, I could give a flying fuck less about you. You out here like the rest of us. The other bitch motherfuckers be acting like they special off this fucking app. I'm just reading your energy. You'll never be able to read my energy. You'll never be able to read my energy. You'll never know how I'm coming at you. You'll never know if I wanted to do something to you, you're not going to even know how I'm going to do it. You know? I'm a Taurus. I'll wait for years to get you. So yeah, you probably gonna lose out trying to guess that one out. I probably don't suggest you do that one. And whoever hears that, you hear it. Because we have people that like to sneak online and threaten people. You know how many times I've been threatened on here? You have people that like to sneak online and try to do psychoanalysis of people. You have people online that like to sit around shit. They even lied about Trump. Remember? I was there. Sitting around. Nah, that nigga ain't do that like that. That was me reporting down there when he was at court. You understand what I'm saying? Niggas run around. I was always a supporter, really. I was down there when the nigga was at court. I was there when the nigga lost. You understand what I'm saying? Right there in front of motherfucking Trump Tower. You know what I'm saying? But never mind that. You know, when the T sector is only about who talks the loudest. Oh, girl, child, who talks evidently the most resemblant to a slave. Lord, there's a fire, Lord Jesus. Half y'all motherfuckers on YouTube talk like that. Lord Jesus is a fire. Ain't nobody got time for that. You ever notice everybody talking that same octave now, all the girls? Lord Jesus is a fire. I said, when the fuck did YouTube turn into the Yammy Festival? You got a whole bunch of charlatans on here. I was with you when they was down there at the courthouse. I know you were. That's the difference between, that's why I tried to say to old gal, there ain't no women on here no more. You understand what I'm saying? Even in the white sector, the white folks are complaining about some of the white people that are showing up over there. Some of the white people that are showing up nowadays have basically have long backgrounds in conspiracy theories. You know, and I listen to a lot of podcasters or whatever, what they have to say and what they say specifically about their community. Some of the podcasts I listen to are a little bit more real than others. And I've heard a lot of white women lately say this, and that's what brought me to the contention of doing a little deeper dive and finding it out. But I'm hearing white women say the same thing. They're like, all these men that are coming, these white men, angry. They even have a term for them. They call them angry white men. He said, all these angry white men that are coming with these conspiracy theories and things like that. And I said, well, damn, you kind of got a point. Like, basically what she meant by that was they're carrying a narrative that's based and based in nothing but conspiracy theories. It's now so contagious that now it's it's matriculating itself or transferring itself to now the minorities. So now the minorities are carrying stories and shit like that of people that they're really just not that versed in what these people are actually talking about. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you ask the average motherfucker on the street in Harlem or Brooklyn or Chicago, hey, what do you know about Jordan Maxwell? They're gonna be very limited, if not saying anything. If you ask the vast majority, hey, what do you know about David Icke, or what do you know about even somebody even more up to date, Alex Jones, or one of those guys, they're gonna tell you, oh, I don't know. But one thing that these guys all secularly have in common is they all come from the background of being conspiracy theorists, with some being right. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's gonna take away the fact that Alex Jones was right about motherfucking September 11th. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we should have listened to Alex Jones and we wouldn't have had lost that many people. You know what I mean? To be honest with you, he was right about that. David Icke, he predicted it. He was right. You know what I'm saying? Jordan Maxwell, he said something about it. He was right. God bless his heart. You know, I listened to these guys, and all three of these guys are white guys. And I listened to these guys when they was back on fucking VHS tapes. When it was on VHS tapes. That's when I know when I hear their words or I hear their visions or I hear their shit. I say, I've rolled with these niggas for 15, 20 years. We didn't heard this shit before. What's different? You got it on YouTube now? You want to repeat their words? This is on YouTube. I heard the homie Smallville the other day. That motherfucker literally copied something that David Icke said, word for fucking word. I wanted to spit at the fucking cell phone screen when I heard that motherfucker say that shit. I said, motherfucker, you just copied David Icke. Yeah, those ain't your words. Those are David Icke's words. Be careful, these motherfuckers be out here talking about UFOs and priestesses and shit like that or whatever. Be very careful when you listen to these niggas. These niggas, they're on a dark edge and they sell it to you with a smile. That's how Charles Manson did. Charles Manson ain't kill no motherfucking body. He had them bitches kill everybody. And he manipulated them with a smile. Same thing I told you about the Reverend Jim Jones. He manipulated all them people with a smile. Say, sure, sell your house. We're going to go live in utopia over here in Jonestown. Now drink this cyanide-laced Kool-Aid. Heaven's Gate, same thing. He manipulated all them people with a smile. Oh, the biggest motherfuckers in the world and the biggest devils in the world come with a smile, including some of them that you think are heroes and heroines. Oh, your heroes and heroines, those be the ones, the accusers. Oh, those be the biggest motherfucking hypocrites there is. Oh, you gotta watch what the accusers. Accusers are the ones. Oh, the accusers. There's stories in the Bible about accusers. Y'all didn't know that? There's stories in the Bible about accusers. The one that points his head and points their finger in blasphemy, or the town villagers that had their pitchforks and tiki torches. Down with him. He's been accused, or she's been accused of being a witch, or he's been accused of being a heretic. Stone him. Hang them. You know, this is a mentality. Now you got the stone them, hang them mentality here on this app. Mm-hmm. All right, so please believe it. When I tell you, when you get, and I say this, and I did that segue, not to be racist, not to be weird, but to put you on to know that the hardest thing that you're ever going to have to do or try to be able to do as an African American or Latino or any minority is one, get the white community at bulk to listen to your stories of despair and have empathy or whatever. What they're going to do is they're going to pretend like they got empathy, but in reality, they don't give a fuck. They're really not. You understand what I'm saying? I'm being honest with you. They're not. They're really not. You know what I'm saying? Some of these same people, they don't even give a fuck if one of their family members comes up crying to them. So you're a complete stranger. What makes you think they're going to give a shit about you? Now, I'm just being honest with you. That's from somebody that grew up around Italians and Greeks. I'm trying to tell you really this. This is really how it is versus what you might speculate it is. You understand what I'm saying? Second of all, when you go start running with these advocacies that these particular individuals have, like that gentleman that came in here earlier or whatever, and tried to do the whole transfix. I know I can sink deeper in you. I've just got to do like little man. That shit don't work on me. You can have all those Sumeric witches, bitches. When somebody say, I'm just trying to read your energy, I already knew where that was coming from. You understand what I'm saying? It's not going to happen. See, my father put something with us that this ain't going to shake. You understand what I'm saying? And you ain't gonna penetrate. And whether it's my senses that put me up to it and I figure it out, or whether it's just this glow that comes over my body and tells me, now get rid of this one. It always works, and it works very quickly. And if it does penetrate that shit, there's a third source that comes out, and that's like the backup. Hey, don't worry about it. Anyway, long story short, it's no big deal. Use guys that do shit like that. I'm trying to read your energy. I'm trying to read, the esoterical and the moon stars and the quasars and the hippo. Doing that shit works for the weak. And even within your own religions that you practice, you know this. It works with the weak. You don't believe me? You ever seen the movie Star Wars or whatever? There's this one scene that's famous as hell, whatever. And you got Luke Skywalker, right? And he goes into Jabba the Hutt's lair or whatever. And Jabba says some shit in his Huntingese language. He says, your Jedi mind tricks do not work on me, Padawan. Then there was another one he tried to use it on Darth Vader. Your mind tricks don't work on me. You understand what I'm saying? So it goes to show you because the force basically was, I mean, the dark side of the force basically it was representatory of dark witchcraft. You understand what I'm saying? Anytime you got a witch that be trying to present herself like she motherfucking good and golden, that shit don't go eye and eye. There's only two types of witches that are good witches, and you ain't neither one of them. Oh, the pagans be over here, y'all. The pagans be over here. Wanna be pagans. And the fake witch. And the fake warlock. Hiffle, whiffle, whiffle, do. I got a trick for you. You'll see. Anyway, long story short, right? Like a fiddle. Oh boy. I saw Tony Buzby. I saw the Tony Buzby story. I saw a lot of people like, well, particularly one, what's the name? Don't bring them demonic spirits over here. I'm trying to tell you, it's let me tell you something, old gal. There's a particular podcast of niggas that I was watching, right? And over there, they be having shit about witches. So I ain't making this shit up. They be having, like, they promote it this way. Like, it ain't me speculating it or ain't me exaggerating it or whatever. They'll say, hey, we got a shamanic priestess on our show, right? But that's a fucking witch. You understand what I'm saying? In my culture, I know her bruja when I see one. You understand what I'm saying? And las mujeres son brujas. You know what I mean? Victoria, tú sabes, claro. So I know when I see a bruja in my presence. You understand what I'm saying? Like my shit, I know shit that's deeper than that. Like if I wanted to snap, let me tell you something. I had one article, I had one interview before, right? The first interview I ever had was with this one particular kid. I ain't gonna say his name because sometimes he think I'm taking shots at him, but I'm not. And then when our first conversation, we were talking about witches. And I said, yo, listen, man, you do not know. Like, I know, like, the type of shit I was talking to him about, I was talking to him about Caribbean culture and this shit. Not the shit she's talking about. That shit they talking about, that's weak shit. The shit I'm talking about is, bitch, I'll make sure you don't sleep every night. I'll make sure that your family have dreams about you, drowning every fucking night. And they'll wake up all simultaneously at the same time. See, it's very different. So I don't get into that stuff. I'm just saying it's out there, but I don't get into that. I don't get into that. But my point is, you understand what I'm saying? When you go around and you go on people's pages, oh, I'm just trying to read your energy and shit like that, I take that as an assault. And when I get a source like that, the first thing I think to myself, oh, I might have to go to the Botanica. Entonces, sabes, creo por ahí gente latino, tú sabes, yo me voy a la botánica, tú sabes, la bodega. Claro que sí, es Victoria. You understand what I'm saying? A la madre de Jesús, a la madre de Maria. Shit. Don't do that. Don't be on here talking about trying to, because it might not even be you, but I'm thinking it's you because y'all talk like that. You understand what I'm saying? But I'll do some different shit to you. Like, trust me, and it won't be from me. Be easy with that shit. Don't come over here talking about you trying to read energies. I'm trying to get a peripheral and all that shit. Da 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 da. Bitch, I will have you drowning every night at 3 o'clock in the morning for the rest of your life. Don't do that, okay? All right. Yeah, I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit. I don't even watch channels like that either. When you start talking about witches and shit like that, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. You on there like pretending like you do. Like, nah, bitch. Nah, don't do that with me. Don't do that with me. I'm the wrong person to do that with. Would you think I'd be lying when I be on here talking about all this Latino shit? You think I'd be lying? They think I'll be lying. People that really know me know I ain't lying. And that one particular person I had one interview with, we spent like an hour. He couldn't believe the shit I was doing because he didn't believe me at first either. I said, no, 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 this stuff, you can go either way with this, white or black, it's on you. But usually the person that does wishes and things like that ain't the person that's making this statement, So be easy with that shit. Don't come over here talking about you reading spirits and you reading energy and all that shit. I take that shit as an assault, and I swear to God to you, you won't sleep, and every time you sleep, you're gonna be drowning. Trust me when I tell you that. Don't ever do that again with me. One time and one time only. I am not the, if anything you want to do, I'm not the person to do that with. Don't do that with. You don't want to do that. So anyway, continue with all. And so with Tony Buzbee, right? Well, some people are saying he can't practice in New York anymore. I made an example and I said, damn near like, I guess a week and a half ago or something like that Tony didn't show up in court. I said this on that day. I said, he didn't show up in court. You understand what I'm saying? And this is something that he would have to be present for. Would it actually be a hearing? No, but I would see him if he came through. That's what I'm saying. It's not hard to miss him. You got to come through a certain, I ain't gonna give out too much. You got to come through a certain way. So I didn't see him. So I waited around for about 2.5 hours. Same thing I did with the shit with Courtney Vance. I give about 2.5 hours. After 2.5 hours, I got to use bathroom. I need coffee. I need something to eat. I need time to go. You understand what I'm saying? But I was also the same person, and I re-uploaded that shit on here. I said, Courtney Vance didn't show up for court today. I was there. You understand what I'm saying? Hours later, you find out Courtney Vance didn't show up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not dissing him. I'm not dissing. I'm just using an example. I said the same thing about Buzby. I said, this nigga didn't show up. Now, this is the funny thing. Now the people are reporting, okay, well, he didn't give a signature in person. I said, yeah, bitch, that's what I said. The nigga didn't show up for court. You see what I'm saying? What the fuck you think I was talking about? Now, we're not talking about Buzby couldn't catch a flight because Buzby got his own private jet. So, you understand what I'm saying? What it was, and what people were explaining now, they're saying, oh, well, they wanted a hard signature. They didn't want an electronic signature. That might be true, but that's not full of it. What they saw was Buzby, because of his elated exposure online, has now been kind of a problem for the prosecution. That's what they're really saying. And all these different other people that never been in the music industry, they can't quite articulate it because they don't understand how people in the music industry and evidently the judicial system think. They think from the premise and the position of a jailhouse lawyer, most of them, when they try to articulate shit. So let me articulate it for you a little bit better. I was actually in person at that courthouse, and this nigga didn't show up. Okay? Nobody was even talking about this. And if you go back on my page right now, on my lives, you will hear me talking about this. Let's go. It's even listed as that. It's even listed with his name in the title, so it won't be hard. You have to go back maybe a week and a half or whatever. But I told y'all this. I said he didn't show up for court. I told y'all the same thing with Courtney, what's his name? Courtney Vance or whatever. I said this nigga didn't show up in court. And after waiting there for 2 hours, 20 minutes, 2 hours and some change, I'm like, I'm not sitting here no fucking long. I gotta use the bathroom. I'm hungry, whole bunch of other shit. So I'm like, it's time to go. They're not showing up. So I did a live and I said, yo, Courtney didn't show up for court. It's still up. I put up a video and I said, hey, this nigga didn't show up for court because why? He would have to sign those papers in New York. That was my point. And nobody caught it then. So all of a sudden I hear this other vlog. I hear he never came to me before, but this dude is definitely from down south somewhere. And he saw my New York business, and it's fucking hilarious to me because of the accent he's got. And I done told him he kind of talks like that. I done told him about that damn P. Diddy, and that Tony Buzby boy, and he might be from Texas or something like that. Who knows? But he's from somewhere down south, and he just acts like he's the know it or know it. So I listened to him. I said, I'm gonna give him a chance or whatever, because I listened to him read shit. And I said, dude, the way you are articulating this and the way you are translating this is just totally raw. Like he would read something and then it would be so and then he would say something behind it, but what he was reading, what he was saying was so contradictory to each other, but it was what that crowd wanted to hear at the same time. So since it went in order for what they wanted to hear, they believed it automatically instead of, dissecting and unpacking what homie was actually saying. Yes, homie still can practice in New York, Tony Buzby, but Duke's got to. There's two processes. One, he's got to do it by case basis. That means that he can't file 1,000,001 cases at one time. And like I said, once again, this is the bracket that the prosecution put up. I know they did. They ain't even got to say nothing. Good job for you. You understand what I'm saying? Because they're trying to salvage their. Anyway, never mind that. Anyway, long story short, Tony Buzby And I believe the prosecution had something to do with this. What they did was they hindered him. So now, and you don't have to listen to this if you want to, you want to. I heard y'all went over there with Lisa Smells. I looked at her whole motherfucking chat room. Everybody's like, you got it wrong, you got it wrong, you got it wrong. But y'all go on over there and give her your money. All right, cool. So anyway, long story short, Lisa Smells, I'm on top of everything. If your name is Shanico, oh, Google eyed ass motherfucker. Anyway, listen, right? But she pretty though. Don't get me wrong. I still smack stuff out that shit. But anyway, long story short, right? Tony Buzbee, and I'm not making fun of him. Tony Buzbee can still practice law in New York. Just not in the Southern District freely. And what he was trying to attempt to do, I think, when he did the 1-800 number and all that shit, call here if you got a case against Diddy and all that. We saw the whole spectacle. It made a spectacle of the courtroom. It made a spectacle of this case. It made a spectacle of behavior that we would not do in New York. I can't think of one New York law office. See, the lawyers we got in New York, they old school. They just chase ambulances like the rest of them. You understand what I'm saying? They just chase ambulances like the rest of them until they get to where they want to. This man has got private jets, nice homes, everything else or whatever. How big do you want to fucking be? How big is your ambition? I don't know, sir. And like I said, I'm not here to attack you. But at the same time, yes, he can still practice law in New York, but it's going to be on a case-by-case basis. It's not going to be at this big bulk case basis where you introduce 30 motherfuckers all bulk one time and say, I want to file this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. No, sir, from now on, you're going to have to go in there, file one case at a time. When you file that case, after that, you're subsequently going to have to be approved by a board of whether or not they will see or let that case proceed. After you get that case heard and it proceeds, it goes to another judge. Judge determined if there's enough evidence and sentiment to bring it to trial. Once it comes, a court proceeding, rather, excuse me. Once it comes to a court proceeding, then you have to go through a third judge. And that third judge is going to proceed over that hearing and find out if there's going to be any liability or there's going to be any type of closure or any type of financial settlement, if I'm correct. So now this motherfucker got to go through 3 tiers. Now, see, there's this homeboy that was talking the most that he was talking in his video, and I ain't dissing him. Y'all know who he is. I ain't dissing him, homeboy with the Southern accent, but what I'm saying is, homie, if you're going to talk about law, if you're going to talk about anything that has to do with the judicial system, there's about 3 things you need to be privy of. 1, be privy of how the New York City judicial system works. Number 2, make sure when you regurgitate something and you talk about something, you talk about it in a full statement. So see, I'll give you an example. See how I talked about Tony Buzbee? And I said, yeah, it's true. He still can practice in law, but you didn't tell people the specifics of how he could practice in law, nor did it come from your mouth. It came from that woman's mouth that you were playing a video of. As soon as I heard her say the first 3 or 4 sentences, I said, oh, yeah, this is somebody that's biased. Sometimes you can hear some women's voices when they're biased and some men's voices too. This woman was biased. And so, like I said, it's not to diss the dude. The way he articulated it in the wrong way. Lisa Smells, they obliterated your whole fucking chat room on the shit you were saying about it. And you look like a turncoat. And I want to say this to Lisa Smells, right? Lisa Smells, you got to pick a position, bitch. You can't get going back and forth and be like, okay, for a month and a half when Tony Buzbee look like he's winning. And this is the problem with these new sucker ass niggas. I keep telling y'all. This is why they couldn't even understand why I went down there to the prison yesterday and saw Puff. Went down to the prison where Puff was at. It's because the pure simple fact they couldn't understand it because they not loyal to nothing. You see what I'm saying? They not loyal to nothing. And you got to start paying attention to mannerisms, especially you youngins. Start paying attention to people's mannerisms. If you see somebody will jump ship with a motherfucker, even if they just a Facebook or a YouTube or Facebook friend or something like that, if you see they will jump this ship that quick, get away from them motherfuckers. If they'll do that with somebody else, they'll do it with you sooner or later. Don't you get it? You understand what I'm saying? So watch for particular podcasters to do shit like that. Like this bitch was day to day. Tony Buzbee. Let me tell you something. If your name is Tony Buzbee and all this shit, you was riding with Tony Buzbee every fucking day. And then all of a sudden you want to jump ship and be like, oh, well, these niggas is winning now. Now it's time to back it up. Nah, you stick with your homie. That's your man's, right? Stick with your man's. I thought that was your man's. That ain't your man's no more. All right, my fault. That ain't her man's no more. All right, so that if that ain't your man's no more, Lisa Smells, then that means from this point on, bitch, don't be trying to run it back and be like, well, I actually do like Tony. Nah, we don't want to hear none of that. If you do that, it should be the nail in your coffin for your career. Now you pick a side, bitch. If you with Tony Buzbee, then you roll with Tony Buzbee. Ain't nobody got a problem with that. But when Tony Buzbee start losing, don't try to run back over here with us. Like that's like a bitch to go. Like that's like a bitch to go. Let me give you an example. That's like a chick to go over there and she go run to the streets, right? And you ain't a nigga that's in the streets. And after she done ran to the streets, got used all up, now she want to run back to you. Nah, bitch. Stay on over there where you belong. stay on over there where you belong. You know what I'm saying? You wanted to roll with them niggas, then go roll with them niggas. Don't come back. I don't play that running back shit. Like I don't like in certain circumstances, it could pass. You can get a pass. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I don't play that. Nah. You was over there with them niggas. Stay over there with them. Stay over there with them. What I've noticed, these people don't rock for anyone. It's just about money. Who's got a hot topic? That's it. This is the same reason they tell people don't donate to me, because when it come down to when you pick the layers off the onion, what you get is you get a motherfucker that smells and is rotten and don't taste good in your mouth. You understand what I'm saying there, old gal? Meaning like this. You got niggas out here that again. That's why and to anybody and everybody, we're gonna doing some traveling tomorrow. So if y'all want to support that, make sure y'all hit the cash app $ STRINGERBELL80. And let me pay special attention to the old gal. I'm gonna say this one more time. We had points where we had 240, 300 people, 150 people in the chat room the day before yesterday when I went down to the jail to see when I went down to the jail where Puff was at. And when we went down, when I was down there, whatever, we had all these people in there. Nobody wanted to donate. Instead, what they wanted to do was talk shit or whatever. But at the same time, the bulk of these people's conversations and the bulk of their shows in their bedroom, just like I'm in my bedroom right now, is basically reading court documents, giving their unaccredited opinion, because none of these people are lawyers. And when it comes to loyalty, they're loyal to people that talk in negative connotations. There are some of these women, and I don't know how it is, and some of the men too, but some of these people will wake up and be as like 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. Some of these people do 6 or 7 hour lives, and it's nothing but bashing sessions. They have no loyalty to nobody. One minute they could be with you, the next minute they're gone. And now they're over here with the other team. They're making fun of you. They trying to find things to joke about. I said, thank God I'm not an ugly nigga. At least they can't say that. Some of these niggas that talk about me is so ugly, like for real. Like nigga, say what you want to. I got gab between my teeth. This is nothing. I get bitches. Like for real. It's I like any day of the week, nigga, I can walk out. I'm Gucci. Like, but some of y'all niggas is just ugly, and that's for life. You understand what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I'm supposed to be here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what these niggas is talking about. But yeah, don't worry about that donation shit, man. I just want to say that the old gal, she donated to me like 2 or 3 times yesterday. Thank you so fucking much for that. None of these niggas gonna donate to me because they look at me, a lot of them look at me as competition. A lot of them, they can't move the way I move or whatever. A lot of them wouldn't even be invited in the neighborhoods I be in. Like some niggas are under the score that they can go into certain neighborhoods. You can't do that. You can't do that. Not up here. You know what I'm saying? Not up here. You can't do that. That's what's going on. So just to conclude this, because I'm gonna get up off of here, because I already know like it is what it is. Niggas not gonna support me. So unfortunately, y'all, I ain't gonna be going live no more tonight either. I'm going to sleep. But unfortunately, we ain't gonna be doing no traveling no more. So I thought I would throw it out there, see if anybody wanted to do that. Y'all ain't want to do that, so that's cool. Y'all can tune in the morning and listen to y'all regulars argue and bicker and talk about who beefing with who, put your money up for it. But for people that do, it's $STRINGERBELL80. You're not gonna trick me out of my bag. You're not gonna trick me, because like I said, one of these days gonna be a real nigga to come in here and drop $1,000, $5,000 or whatever. Be like, nigga, go ahead and take care of what you need. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, ain't a lot of real niggas out here like that. Most of the dudes that are out here are like feminine and this. I hate when dudes come on here and they be like, yo, don't talk about black people like that or that. You're only half. So how you talk? I'm like, nigga, I'm black, nigga. The fuck you mean? I'm black and Cuban, black and black Cuban. What the fuck you mean? So it's like when I hear niggas say that, I'll be like, that's wild. But what really be wild is this part. And I'm gonna end it off right here. Um, like I said, if you're just tuning in, Tony Buzbee, yes, he could still practice law in New York in the Eastern District. All this talk about, oh, they needed his signature by that day. That's why he got what's the name out. Nah, fuck that. Now, when he provides a case, he's got to give that case by case spectrum. He can't go in there and give bulk cases and be like, all right, we got 15 victims. We want all these motherfuckers. Nah. Then that got to get approved by one judge. Then another judge got to approve that. Then after that, thank you, Amadel. Then after that, you understand what I'm saying? Now comes whoever's presiding over the trial or whatever the hearing, and whether that be in a civil tone or whether that be in whatever type of tone it is. So that's how that's going down. So he's not going to be. I will say he won't be obliterated, but what he's been done is he's been slowed down. Now, what I mean by he's been slowed down, meaning that if that's the process now, this is how niggas just think. That's why I said they kind of slow. If that's the process now, that means that there's a okay. So let's say there's like he files a case, right? And now this board has got to look over. So that could take anywhere from a week to 2 weeks, right? Maybe 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? You never know. So it could take anywhere from a week to 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So now you got this case or whatever. He's got one in the bag, right? Now, say he wants to file another one. It's going to be upon that board to determine whether or not they want to let him go along with another case and file another case. That's what y'all not understanding. So he might have one in the oven. You understand what I'm saying? But they damn sure ain't gonna let him have two, three, four at the same time. And that's the message that y'all missing. Yeah, you could throw away the case, Duke. You understand what I'm saying? But you're not gonna throw in 4 or 5 or 6 cases at one time. Ain't gonna be no 1-800 numbers up this motherfucker. We don't play that shit up here. Playing up 1-800 numbers. If he did something to you, you understand what I'm saying? Oh, please call this number. You know what I'm saying? We don't do that shit up here. You will never see that type of behavior here in the New York City court system would not be tolerated. And I will point to one gentleman in particular. Shout out to Lionel. I always like talking to that. Well, I'll never talk to him. But I always like listening to that guy, rather. I like that guy right there. Lionel, he be over there with Captain Kangaroo Atwood. You know, I'm just joking, but I ain't joking. You know what I'm saying? But he be over there with Captain Kangaroo Atwood. And he's usually got some very informative shit to say, former New York City prosecutor or whatever. And I pretty much think he will attest to that. I ain't never seen a motherfucker stand up at a press conference in New York City and say, hey, if you've been touched by this guy, call this 1-800 number right now. I ain't never seen that. You understand what I'm saying? And mind you, we come from the city here in LA, are the cities that did birth the ambulance chaser. You understand what I'm saying? Honorable mention to Chicago out there. You understand what I'm saying? Well, we birthed even the term ambulance chaser. New York and freaking excuse me, New York and freaking LA coined the phrase. You know what I'm saying? Thank you very much, Amar. I appreciate it. Yeah. The rest of them, they ain't gonna do that. They over here just listening to what I gotta say so they can try to regurgitate some of it and put it on their page. I done caught a couple niggas doing that. So it is what it is. Some of these people, they only donate, some of them only donate specifically to women. You understand what I'm saying? It makes them feel like a man. So, you know, some of them just specifically donate to women. Some of them, they don't donate to men of color. Some of them, they don't like hitting the like button for men of color. Some of them, they just want to see your total annihilation because you're a person of color and a person of color themselves. So, you know, I just take that on to a core. And this is why I say, you know, you can't really just sit here and just say brothers and sisters or whatever, because all that shit has got conditions around it. Well, you a brother, you a sister, as long as you talking in the elk of what I like to hear. You understand what I'm saying? The moment you deviate from that, I can't hear that no more. I heard this one chick, I used to didn't like her. You know what I'm saying? And then I peeped something and I said, well, let me go listen to this bitch, see what she's talking about. Her name is Lady Letitia. I think that's what I used to call her Storm. I used to call her Storm from the X-Men because her hair done like Storm for the X-Men. But I went over and listened to her, whatever, and I was just like, I was kind of surprised what she was saying or whatever. I can't say I agree with everything you were saying. I think you was part of the shits with it, but at the same time, I respect the fact of what you had to say about at least one person. You know what I'm saying? Which will be what's that motherfucker's name? The Black Owl chick who seemingly thinks she is the answer to everything and all things. This bitch thinks she's smarter than everybody. I ain't never seen a hoe like that. She's smarter than everybody. Anybody don't agree with her, she's smarter than them. Anybody don't agree with her, you stupid. Anybody don't agree with her, see things in her way, she's the most logical person working the face of the earth. Matter of fact, Donald Trump go to her for advice. This delusional, mentally ill woman, I think. Because you have to be. When you start taking on the attributes of other people, like, you know how like I cuss people out in my chat room or whatever? She started doing that. She copies people. That's what she does. She sees something about you she likes, she'll copy it. The facial expressions Jaguar Wright does. She saw Jaguar Wright do it, now she copies. Jaguar, you gotta watch out for that nutty ass bitch. You don't see it. But any of them bitches ever got you, that's gonna be the bitch that gets you right there. And I told you before, Huggy. I know you watching me, bitch. Better listen to me. And I don't mean it like that. She know what I mean. She a Philly girl, man. She know what the fuck I mean. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, bitch. Better watch that hoe. That's the one that's gonna get you. That bitch right there. That bitch you over there hugged up with and cooling out with. That's gonna be the bitch that gets you better than everybody. Trust me when I tell you that. There's certain women on here, when I hear them talk, or I hear them have conversations, or whatever, I always know it's from a dark place. You understand what I'm saying? Like I automatically pick up on it. So when I hear certain women talking or whatever, I got to remind myself, okay, but Lady Letitia, you was over there talking shit with them. You was over there like your fuck pup and this, that, and the other third too, bitch. What you mean? What you mean? Now you trying to walk about, let's get too deep. Like, you was over there with them. You know what I'm saying? Not that you can't walk it back. I'm just saying you was over there with them. Oh, I had to listen to what she had to say. Only point I agree with you with is the magic shit. I know why Jag ain't fuck with you. That's just how Jag is. I mean, us as General Taurus, we like that. You went over there and sat with them niggas. I mean, that's what I was explaining to you right now if you don't get it. You went over there and sat with them niggas. And I ain't even calling pork chop out. You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't part of this conversation. But you got mad because you went over there and sat with pork chop. And if you know anything about Jag history, the last person you should have been over there sitting with was pork chop. I got all the motherfuckers. I'm really seen over there sitting with pork chop. She got caught over there sitting with pork chop, man. Yeah, well, what you gonna do? You got caught over there with pork chop, right? And so it turned on her. Now, she was a girl that used to sit on Magic the Black Owl's panel. I saw her over there with Captain Kangaroo Atwood before. So I figured she was cool. Now she crying foul, whatever. But I can tell you why Jag called you out. She called you out just like we would. I don't know where she's from, that Lady Letitia chick. She sounds like she's from the Midwest or something. You know what I mean? Maybe she just don't get it. But our personalities are, as Taurus, and I ain't taking up with Jag, I'm just telling you. Our personalities as Tauruses, the type of Taurus I am, and I'm pretty sure she is too. You go over there fucking with them niggas. Now, I don't fuck with you no more. I don't fuck with you no more. And I'm gonna let it be known. Yo, bitch is over here sitting like she cool with us. Now she over there sitting with him. And I understand what you're saying, that Lady Letitia chick. Here's my choice. I go over there and say, well, you made that choice. That's a choice you made. You know what I'm saying? That's a choice you made, mom. You know what I mean? I ain't even trying to hold you. That's a choice you made. So, like, not to dish you or nothing like that, but when you make moves like that and say, I don't like that shit. Like, you go sit with them other niggas, don't come over here with me. Don't sit over here with me. Don't come over here with me. You go over there and sit with them other niggas. You stay over there with them niggas. Excuse me, y'all. You go over there and sit with them niggas. Like, that's your mans in them now. That's what I was saying about Lisa Smells earlier, because I see she coming up in a lot of people's conversation. That girl, she did a whole live. I don't even want to play it. But she did a whole live because it's so long. But she did a whole live about Tony Buzbee, and the whole shit was incorrect. And she tried to make it look, he been playing it out. That's a new little term they be using now. He been playing in our face the whole time. And please, if you bitches ain't from New York, please stop using New York slang. You don't live the fuck up here. Please, thank you. That's like me using some Milwaukee slang or some shit like that. Like, that shit don't make no fucking sense. I don't know everyday, but I be seeing these bitches be popping up trying to use New York girl slang. These bitches don't talk like that or trying to copy other people. Like, stop that shit. That shit looks so tacky. You ain't never spoke like that in your life. No one saying you want to talk like me. Or you want to talk like somebody else from up this area. Shut the fuck up. Stop it. Stop it. You ain't like us. Be yourself. Now, oh God, I just copied fucking. Oh God, you're not of the same composure. I put it a different way. I ain't want to say it like that, but you get what the fuck I'm saying. Stop acting like you live up here. You talk like we do. You don't talk like we do, especially if you live in fucking Canada. It's just for the record. Any fucking way. Back to a little diatribe here. Lisa Smells did a whole goddamn like live, and her whole like literally a whole comment section is, and they was even trying to tell her nicely. They was like, yo, I mean, this was short fuse, bitch. You don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I ain't never seen the whole, like, there was comments responding to the comments talking about, yo, this bitch don't know what she talking about. And I said, well, do tell, because I've been saying the same shit for months now. This bitch don't know what she talking about. And basically what she do is, and I'm not telling nobody don't go check her out. I'm not even trying to be slick about it. But bitch, when you got your own subscribers talking about what you don't know what you're talking about, I think it's fair we can talk about it now. Your whole, and this is why I find a disservice in it. Because niggas go over there, they get this bitch money, they donate to this hoe and everything else. She a pretty bitch, don't get me wrong, you know what I'm saying? Like, come down to her on late night, nigga, I'm blessing that. Like, trust me. But at the same time, you can't trust us. You gotta be shitted at, you know what I mean? Because like she might pull it. You ever seen Harlem Nights? Then when the bitch Dominique LaRue, she pulled out the motherfucking pistol from up under the pillow and Quick was up on her. He's like, oh, no, you don't, bitch. That's the type bitch she is. She a Dominique LaRue. Trust me on that. Know what I'm saying? Fuck the shit out of you. Then turn around and be like, Mr. Quick, it's been a pleasure. Anyway, she wouldn't be calling me Quick, though. You know, don't share. Anyway, long story short there, though. Shorty, she did a whole joint. She was talking about how she was given the same specifics of Tony Buzbee, but she wasn't privy to a couple of things, whatever. So I'm gonna give her that much. She wasn't privy to a couple of things. That's fair. You know what I'm saying? But it goes to show what I had said before. Sweetheart, you do your diatribes or whatever. Make no mistake, I don't hate you or nothing like that. You do. I kind of dislike the type of journalism you do, but I don't hate you. Like, all right, let's go string this. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't like that. Not yet. Not yet. It's teetering. It's muttering the line, but not yet. Anyway, long story short, but knowing the type of bitch she is, she gonna find a reason to make you hate her. She likes people not liking her. She gets off on that. That's why I said she's kind of like a quasi sociopath. But anyway, long story short, in my opinion, long story short here, Shorty did a whole child trial about Tony Buzbee. A lot of people didn't agree with it or whatever. They pointed to this other dude, which I mentioned. I ain't gonna say his name, but I mentioned it here earlier. And I said, well, he really don't know what the fuck he talking about either. You understand what I'm saying? I said, like, for outside, and I give people credit where credit is due. Outside the fact that she missed the fact that the Tony Buzbee shit, she was right for the pretty much the most part. You understand what I'm saying? Based on the information that she had. What I don't like about Lisa Smells and what she did was instead of the bitch, because bitch, you read them comments. I don't give a fuck what you said. Instead of you being a stand-up bitch, and instead you turned around and gave the crowd your ass to kiss. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. You turned around and instead of cleaning the shit up and being like, ladies and gentlemen, the earlier podcasts I had, I might have made some mistakes or whatever the case may be. I apologize for that. Instead of saying that shit, what you did instead was you just moved on to a next podcast or a next upload that you thought was more popular and would make you solidify and didn't even apologize to the crowd that just told you, hey, though, listen, I made some mistakes. You didn't even apologize to those people. And that's the shit that I don't like. I don't like when people, y'all outwardly tell the wrong version of the story, y'all outwardly misplace the story or whatever the case may be, and then y'all turn around and be like, oh, my bad. Or don't say nothing at all. Just keep on moving on. She just moved to the next story. I said, bitch, you ain't read all them comments and motherfuckers that sat there and said, hey, you got the wrong information. You owe them people an apology. You could have just wrote a comment in there. Everybody, I'm sorry. Keep it moving. Case in point. Motherfuckers misinterpreted it. I told motherfuckers before that Puff tape came out, right? The one where he got into it with Cassie online or whatever. I told motherfuckers, I said, yo, I ain't never seen Puff do no shit like that. We was around nigga for 17 years. I ain't never even heard him do no shit like that. You understand what I'm saying? I said, and if something come out to show that he did, I'm gonna speak against it. That Cassie tape dropped that night, nigga. That night. I did a joint. I said, yo, Puff, I don't really feel you beating it on this chick or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The way you was. Like every nigga that got into it with his chick, some chick didn't even got like what you call it? Exaggerated. You know what I'm saying? But you go back to the 1920s with James Cagney and all them niggas. Them niggas used to smack their bitches in the movie. The terminology wife beater was exactly that in the 1950s. You understand what I'm saying? Now, let's not pretend like white America has a history of being fair to women here. Like, is that fair? You didn't even let bitches in the motherfucker, excuse my French, I didn't even let chicks motherfucking vote in the 1920s. We're going to sit here and pretend like white America has a great history with their own women, let alone other women? Nah, I ain't buying that shit. So, anyway, long story short, that should be funny to me. But anyway, when that happened, I denounced the video when I saw it. And I subsequently, because everybody was like, I didn't see that video, so I made another video. Then I was getting ready to make a third video, and I said, nah, fuck that. I ain't making no third video. Fuck these niggas. I just said what I said. You understand? And it will continue to fucking be like that. I'm not going to make a fucking another video about that Cassie shit. Point is, yeah, he did that or whatever the case may be. And I acknowledge that. I see it or whatever. I apologize to the public for that. This chick, she completely got a story wrong and didn't apologize to her followers. And to me, that spells you don't give a fuck about your followers. Smells. Only thing you give a fuck about is the stability that comes along with them. So in case of instead of apologizing to them because you got some portions of the statement wrong, instead you said, no, I cannot be wrong. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new story. And exactly that last story didn't happen. And this is the problem, Lisa Smells. On your page, you have a history of this. Because I went through your page and I seen there was other stories you put up where niggas are saying the same thing in the comments. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. It's not one time, it's not two times, it's not three times, it's not four times, it's not five times even. I counted over 20 plus fucking times, and I was just going back 2 years. You don't believe me? Go look for yourself. If you don't believe what I'm saying, I implore you go look for yourself. Just look at the first 2 years. You will see story after story. You got to look real good. But the way I'll give you an example. Way you could do it is as you're scrolling, just look at the top comment. You'll find it for yourself. I ain't got to make this up. Literally, time after time again, people write comments about, yo, shorty, you don't know what you're talking about. You got shit fucked up or whatever. Shorty, if you deny this, you fake as fuck. Because the shit is literally on your page, all right? Like it's written. Like ain't nobody making nothing up on you. I'm not exaggerating on you. The shit is literally on your page, shorty. You 2 years. And I didn't even go back 3 years. I just went 2 years. 2 years back. And you got more than 20 posts. Lisa Smells. Pure name is Sean Diddy Combs. You got more than 2 years worth of material where niggas repeatedly telling you got the story wrong. You wrong about this. Da, 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 over and over and over again. I'm just like, I'm not making fun of you, bitch. I'm telling you what your own subscribers are telling you. What the word fuck am I wrong? Fuck did I do? I feel like it sound like 50, right? I woke up. Floyd said, fuck me. I said, what the fuck you say fuck me for? I woke up. Lisa Smells had all kinds of fucking comments. So she ain't know what fuck she talking about. Fuck she mad at me for? Fuck Lisa Smells mad at me for? I ain't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you what niggas said. Go over there right now. Look for the last upload she had. Had to be like 14, 15 hours ago with Tony Buzby. Go watch that shit and go read the comments and tell me what the people in the comments are saying. Then take it upon yourself to go through the past 2 years of her videos, and you're going to see countlessly over and over and over again. There are people in her chat room. We all get them, but there's an overabundance of motherfuckers in her chat that say, hey, you don't know what you're talking about. You got it wrong or whatever, whatever. Well, on that one that she did a couple hours ago, which is about 16, 17 hours ago, that one on it kind of astonished me because she had over 30 plus comments on there. People telling her, hey, you got it wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. This dude broke it down, which he was only partially right himself. He didn't know how to articulate. Like, you slick, homie, but don't stick with the, hey, I got you shit. You know what I mean? I actually liked your podcast, but you know what I'm saying? Because you had some other shit on it, even though I don't agree with your narrative. Of course, you trying to take down Puff, nigga. I think any nigga trying to take down another black man is a sucker, nigga. Even if you feel like that, keep that shit to yourself. But I still have to say, if you got that many people on your page that are subscribers and they're telling you, hey, you don't know what you're talking about or whatever, you got this one wrong, I think at that point, Lisa Smells, you owe them an apology. Like I said, it's very simple to just write a comment and say that everybody here, I'm sorry I got this one wrong, talk to you again. No, for a person that doesn't give a fuck about the subscribers, what they do is they just act like it ain't nothing. And I'll just move on to the next story. That's what you did. So you said, well, this one ain't hitting. Let me move on to Puff because that's an excellent segue. Let me talk about Puff now again. And I was like, yo, this shit is getting tiring. So I asked some of these black vloggers, since y'all ain't none of y'all make a motherfucking podcast about black history, not name one of y'all lazy, worthless motherfuckers. You understand what I'm saying? They call yourself T-vloggers. Now, one of you worthless motherfuckers made one attempt to make a Black History post, but got your nerve to say, they better not take Black History Month away. Why the fuck not? You don't give a fuck about it either. You don't give a fuck about it. Point me to your favorite vlogger and show me the Black History Month post they made. Go ahead. I'll wait. Chat room, tell me somebody that's one of your favorite black vloggers right now that's got more than 2 to 3 Black History Month posts up. Go ahead, I'll wait. Anybody? Nobody's in the chat room now? Make sure y'all double tap that screen too and hit the like button. Tell me of 3 podcasters you know this month. Go ahead. Ahmad, I said this shit last year and I said this shit before last year. I'll tell you one podcaster to do, this guy. And I only had to do one. I did one. I took everybody to where Malcolm X was shot and killed. You can still go on my chat page right now. You can find it. I'll even share it in the community section so you can find it there. I went there. They had a tour guide to help me recreate everything that was happening, where everything happened at and everything like that. Beautiful woman too. Fine ass older woman too. Some of these older women be looking fine as hell. That woman right there, she was fine as fuck. But y'all couldn't see it because I ain't put it on camera. But my point is this. None of these black and specifically male, I ain't even playing this on the girls. I'm playing it on the men because the men's supposed to be the leaders. I didn't see one Black History Month post. Thank you very much, Amado. Did you not notice that? You ain't seen one of them. But every morning, these motherfuckers been up just like on duty trying to get that paper off of drama and trauma. What's today's show about? Drama and trauma. That's why I don't do them sad ass shows like that. I ain't got to get money off drama and trauma. If I got to get money off of drama and trauma, y'all money ain't meant for me. Simple as that. I ain't got to get my money off drama and trauma. Matter of fact, I'd rather you keep every dime that you got. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather it stay the same way it is. It's the old gal and Ahmad L and 3 or 4 of my other people just donate to me. I'd rather just be like that. At least I know I'll be doing my podcast for somebody. So I don't be worried about trauma and drama because that's where the money is when it comes to the ethnic community. A lot of people don't like me talking like this. They don't like hearing that. It's the truth. And if y'all niggas say y'all into the truth, that means you got to accept all truth. You can't just accept the truth because it favors your motherfucking rendition. Now you got to savor all truth. The truth is these niggas are not celebrating Black history, my dog. They've been up here all motherfucking month. This is the shortest month of the year, 27 days in the month, right? 28 maybe this year. And every last motherfucker, if you pay attention, now one of these hoe ass motherfuckers then did one Black history post. Now one invigorating, one pro post anything or nothing like whatsoever. Not one of them. Not one of them. Not one of them. Now, none of these big bloggers that sit around and gossip about nothing but exclusively other Black Americans, ain't name one of them had a Black History Month post, but Davin Lewis did. And even when Davin Lewis did it, one of the most pivotal figures in Black American culture, which is that of Malcolm X. I took you to where this man was shot and killed and had a tour guide there. You know what? That one motherfucker sat in that motherfucking live and said, yo, I'd like to donate to you, bro, for doing something different than the rest of these motherfuckers. Even the niggas that's in the industry now, rather the messy, nasty, belligerent vloggers, which is a problem too. And I want to tell some of these huge parent companies, listen, if you're any of these huge parent companies, like I'm gonna say, like I'll say the shit I'm familiar with. iHeartRadio, if you Atlantic Records, if you are Interscope or any of these big, stop hiring or taking the advice of niggas as far as your talent. I know that hurts the way I said that, but listen to me very carefully. You are using trash as magnets to find your local talent. This is why you're getting trash programming and it's getting worse. There's somebody that comes out of marketing and comes from some of the most revered artists you could think of, artists that have made accolades and had recognition, real recognition, 2, 3, 4-time Grammy winners. A lot of people leave that out of the conversation when we talk about the people that we help promote. All right. These are Grammy winners that I help promote, the majority of them. Now, this is my point. When you talk about those Grammy award winning artists and things like that, or whatever the case may be, that some have moved on in life, some are still touring, or whatever the case may be, let's not keep out the fact of this. These artists are from a different time period when people used to like to see the artist and come out and venture with the artist, live the experience with the artist, applaud for the artist. Not be sitting the whole show with a cell phone in their hand, just recording the artist or trying to find out if the artist got something. What's the name? They were one with the artist. They didn't just have their phones out. Nowadays, the typical artists, they getting charged $117 for shitty seats. They got the cell phone out, not because it's cool, but because they can't see the fucking stage. If that makes any sense to you. They paid $117 and I'm over here with you know what I'm saying, in the nosebleeds. You understand what I'm saying? So the experience of itself has almost been wiped away. So with that being said, what happens is, and I know this is not gonna make sense to some of y'all, but I'm telling you what's gonna happen. What happens is the business starts to implode on its own. Meaning that slowly but surely, what you're doing is you're eradicating a segment of business that has brought millions of dollars to people for 5 minutes in a moment online on a free platform that makes multi-millions off of all of us on here streaming. Every nigga on here, whether I agree with you or don't agree with you or do agree with you or whatever the case may be, one thing that cannot be ignored, especially if you are monetized on this bitch, is this. And for those that are really bloggers, you know exactly what I'm talking about, depending on how that CPM break down. You know what I mean, nigga. This shit we do on here, they definitely take more money on a yearly basis than most of us make. I keep trying to tell people all the time, YouTube making billions of dollars. I got an app when they replay my shit back. We even got an option now where we can have mid-roll credit. So that means like in the middle of my video when you replay it back, there's a certain set of ads that play then or whatever. Even if 5 motherfuckers click that shit out of the other day, I had 42,000 people in here after the live was over. Even if 5 motherfuckers click that shit and sign up or whatever, YouTube has made their money, and the advertisers made their money. The only person that don't get paid out of the equation the correct way is us. So see, we all got the same problem. But niggas want to start little squadrons and shit like that. No, you're over here, we're over here, we're over here. And I say very differently. We're good if we work together, but the only way we can finish this is if everybody get off the gossiping shit. See, gossiping is for bitches. No offense, ladies. Gossiping is for bitches. But when we got the men out here gossiping like bitches, it becomes a little bit, pinnacle. You understand what I'm saying? So as long as we got men gossiping like bitches, and most of these men are gossiping like bitches, don't make no mistake about it, because they were reared by women that were bitches in real life. These bitter, obnoxious, nasty women that raised most of them. You understand what I'm saying? Not to be mistaken with the good single mothers out there that did their job and raised champions, CEOs. Your brother or your father went out there and threw a football with them and shit like that. I'm not talking about those single moms. That gets confusing. No, I'm talking about them shitty single moms. Shaniqua and Keisha, the bitch that had a baby at 13 years old and left it with the grandma. Now grandma was, damn near out of her third leg. She had 1 foot in, 1 foot out. She was 60 something or whatever. She didn't raise her kids. Now she got a set of grandkids she got to raise too. You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about them bitches. I'm talking about the chick that got knocked up in the local bathroom. You know what I'm saying? At the club. I'm talking about them bitches. I'm talking about different elka bitches that y'all don't want to recognize. The thotties, the hotties. You understand what I'm saying? The baddies. Them bitches. That's the ones I'm be talking about. Now, if you want to put yourself as synonymous with them type of hoes, be my guest. Be my guest. You want to defend them as part of the sisterhood, be my guest. But I ain't recognizing them hoes. And I say to y'all, and I say it very clearly, them hoes are a detriment to good black women everywhere, and they also are a detriment to good black men everywhere. Now, this is what I mean by them thoughts, them whores, and these skeezers. That's when we start calling. I'm bringing that word back, skeezers. Start calling bitches skeezers. These skeezers out here. These motherfucking skeezers. All the rants are loose nowadays, and they exist in many different forms, and they're exuberating. Guys, make sure y'all double tap that screen one time. Appreciate it. Hit that like button for me. Also, make sure you hit up the cash. I'm going to promote myself. $STRINGERBELL80. Make sure to hit that up. We'll be on the road tomorrow, moving it or whatever. If y'all do so, whatever, for travel calls, things like that. Nobody's trying to buy a new Bentley or nothing. But anyway, you get a lot of these people that do what they do for the dime. And especially the men, because of the pure simple fact the men think they have something to prove to the women. So they'll go, Jesus and chicken head, you heard? Hit that like button. I appreciate you, Jalen. Those motherfuckers that frail onto that, you got to understand, this is a different type of man. These men have been raised around women, and subconsciously, whether they realize it or not, they think like women. And I'm going to continue this conversation because it's very privy. I think this conversation relates to the fact that many of these men, that's why you hear them so soft spoken. Have you not noticed that? You get the average blogger around about 16 to 30. They're always real soft spoken, real feminine sounding. You ain't never paid attention to that? And the more, and no offense to the LGBTQ community, I got friends in that community. I got a cousin as part of that community. We're not talking about y'all. I'm talking about there's a lot of these men that are out here that when they talk very soft and very assimilated, You understand what I'm saying? I don't, when I say soft voice, I don't mean they necessarily sound like they're gay. I mean they just sound very soft voice, like they're trying to be as non-confrontational sounding as they possibly can, not because it aids them or it helps them, because of the pure simple fact they don't want people to be afraid of you. They don't want people to be afraid of them. And I say that's the worst fucking thing you can do. Make sure the motherfucker's scared as fuck of you. Make sure that motherfucker's scared as fuck of you. I don't give a fuck about nobody motherfucking like where your sentiment is with me. I mean, with some people I do, but for the most part, nigga, I want you to fear me. That's the point. Fuck your hug. You understand what I'm saying? Fuck your hug. No, as long as you know that every fucking thing I say to you, I fucking mean that shit from the bottom of my fucking heart. That's the part I want you to get. I don't give a fuck about your sentiment. I don't give a fuck about your likes. If you don't want to hit the like button, that's fine. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I tell you, don't take these podcasting people too seriously. It's not that type of party. But when you get these feminine sounding men that are out here, you gotta realize that one thing I found synonymous with most of them is they side. And now, like I said, once again, I'm not talking about people in the LGBTQ area either. I'm talking about these men, these soft men that podcast. You got even got some of them that kind of hail themselves as being men. And I'm like, nigga, 10, 15 years ago back in the day, you was a nerd. You wasn't the type of nigga. These niggas out here trying to teach niggas how to get vajay. I'm like, nigga, you wasn't a nigga getting vajay when we was in middle school. How I know? Because I was one of them niggas that was getting vajay, and the niggas that was getting vajay didn't look like you. How you look now or how you probably look back then. So why you got a podcast trying to tell niggas how to get vajay? Why you got a podcast telling niggas about dating? Huh? Why is that? You ain't never asked yourself that before? Ugly niggas be having podcast, ugly feminine sounding niggas be having podcasts about relationships, talking about who's sleeping with who and all kinds of shit or whatever, whatever. And I just don't think that's an ugly nigga's place. Like you should be able to ask an ugly nigga, how the fuck you know? See how many people jumped out there when I said an ugly motherfucker? We're all the same. No, we're not all the same. We're not all the same. There's some ugly motherfuckers that got bad DNA. And when the world gets back to being regular again in the next couple of months, you're going to understand, yes, there's some ugly motherfuckers out here. There's some ugly motherfuckers out here. In my personal opinion, I don't think some people should be able to procreate because you're going to produce an ugly, worthless spawn. I mean, like, let's take it back to like 300. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they found a baby unworthy, they tossed that motherfucker up against the rocks. Like, I'm dead serious. This is what the Romans and the Greeks did. This is historical. I'm not being mean or facetious. This is what they did. You know what I'm saying? The Egyptians, they had their own version of the Mayans. They did the same shit. Please make sure y'all hit that like button, double tap the screen, please. I appreciate it. If not, I appreciate all the haters showing through, vicarious motherfuckers, whatever. That's what they do. They throw this motherfucker off. They be like, oh, no, he ain't gonna make it. Oh, shit. They be like, oh, shit, he ain't gonna make it. 24/7. Oh shit, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I be losing this sometimes. 24 hut. Go out low. But that's what they would do. They would toss the baby. They toss the baby like a football into the sea. I'm just saying that's what they would do. As mean as that shit sound, that's what them niggas would do. So, and the Egyptians, including the Assyrians and the Nubians, did the same type of shit, whoever they found worthy or not worthy. When you got so many people procreating that I'm not gonna say necessarily are worthless, but uneducated, people that are overly stupid. Right into the sea. Like when you get people that think that everybody's equal and everybody's the same and everybody's great and everybody should have self-confidence and self-confidence your self-confidence should replace how we viewing you in real time. There's some silly people out here. your self-confidence should substitute how we viewing this unattractive person in real life. It goes to go into the delusion that was added during the Biden administration, on my personal belief. I don't care if two people took away their likes or whatever. Ugly motherfucker is an ugly motherfucker. We need to stop pretending that ugly people are not ugly. All right. And it got so real. We all know in society there's a whole bunch of ugly motherfuckers, right? Oh, y'all not privy to this, okay? You know what I'm saying? And it got so real. People around here talking about a baby just because the baby dressed up, the baby cute. Nah, take on cute clothes off that baby and ask yourself, is that still a cute baby? Some of y'all know some ugly babies right now. Some of y'all right now at 7 o'clock in the morning, your best girlfriend or maybe even your family member gonna drop off an ugly baby to you to motherfucking watch until 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the evening when they get off work. And all day you're gonna be with that little ugly baby. And you're gonna be thinking the same thing I'm saying right now. So let's stop fronting. Oh man. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, little gremlin motherfuckers. Y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. They just dressed the baby up real cute. Bitches is out here throwing weaves on the three. I saw a baby that had a weave put on it. Y'all see that video? Like literally, they put a weave on the baby. I was like, what kind of madness is this? We put weaves on babies now? But yes, people will put weaves on babies because there ain't nothing more offensive than having an ugly baby. I'm trying to say. That's why I be telling y'all, man, be careful with these hoes y'all meet in the club. They got all this makeup. Well, y'all ain't never seen these makeup videos where the chick be looking like fucking a Gargamel from the Smurfs at first. Then that bitch get that motherfucking rouge going. I done seen the bitch draw a whole new chin line on. Y'all ever seen that shit? I saw a whole draw a whole new chin line on. I saw a bitch that was bald head. This bitch looked like Schmeagol from Lord of the Rings. I swear to God. Did y'all see that one with the black girl from Africa? That bitch just looked just like Schmeagol from Lord of the Rings. See, people don't like to talk about ugly people. That's why they come in here and leave. I can't believe he's talking about ugly people. You probably talking about you. Anyway, this bitch look like Schmeagol from Lord of the Rings. All right. These makeup videos exist. So what am I supposed to do? Pretend like they don't exist? I don't pretend with people. So they have these makeup videos that are out. And they shows how these girls manipulate and use makeup to change the way they look. This is all, of course, a bad DNA. You understand what I'm saying? You got a Schmeagol. You understand what I'm saying? I said Schmeagol. My precious ass looking bitches. This bitch looked like Schmeagol from Lord of the Rings. She had the haircut, like her hair was missing. This bitch was fucked up. And so Shorty put on all this makeup, drew her a new chin line. This bitch drew fucking cheeks. Like this bitch was an artist. This bitch was better than Basquiat. This bitch drew a whole new face. Yo, you know what I'm talking about, right, Amada? This bitch drew a whole new chin line and a whole new like set of cheeks. I ain't never seen no shit like that. I said this bitch better than Picasso, nigga. You understand what I'm saying? So Schmeagol, she drew her a new face, but she still had the wig on. She threw a wig on. I said, oh shit, instant skeezer. She had an instant skeezer. That's what we're gonna start calling it, the instant skeezer. This bitch was better than Basquiat. Basquiat couldn't have painted no shit better than this. This bitch looked like a whole new hoe. And then I done seen other ones, like you'll have some of them where the chicks got real bad skin, and like I'm talking about like black blotches on their skin. And they'll start using that makeup and pull out that sorcery book and be like, hiffle, whiffle, do. I'm gonna get a new face just for you. Hatouche. That's how them hoes start doing the videos. Hatouche, Eureka. And have a bitch in the background stirring a cauldron. What are you doing? I've got rat's mange and cat droppings and the beak of a crow. Hand me some witch hazel. Now what? Now sprinkle her. Big cloud of smoke come out. Vroom. This bitch got a new face. Oh, girl had talent like a motherfucker. Y'all ain't ever seen these videos? Yo, these bitches be drawing a whole new face. Like I ain't never seen. I said, what kind of witchcraft sorcery shit is this that was brewed in a cauldron? Well, a bitch can get out here and draw a whole new face. I'm used to girls wearing makeup. I was in the music industry for 17 years. I done seen girls do all kinds of shit with makeup. I seen a bitch literally draw her a set of eyebrows in front of me. Scariest shit I ever seen in my life. I ain't never seen a bitch draw. I saw a bitch draw. She had no eyebrows and drew some eyebrows. This is a Spanish thing too, but it's different. Like Latinas, when they shave off their eyebrows, it's usually like Mexican, Ecuadorian women. It's some old school shit. But they'll do that shit where it'll look like decent or they'll draw some shit with it. This bitch just drew on some. I was like, yo, that shit crazy. You know what I'm saying? Before that, this was a white chick too. So before that, she kind of looked like Casper the Friendly Ghost and shit. Like she looked like she just got a treatment or something. Unrecognizable. Look at Pamela Anderson now, right? If y'all see Pamela Anderson, have y'all seen Pamela Anderson lately? Used to be on Baywatch. Look at that bitch, and the real pasty pale came out of her. Go look at her right now. You're gonna see the pasty pale motherfucker she always was. You know what I'm saying? My white homegirl told me that term. She said, "Oh, you talking about that pasty pale bitch?" I said, "God damn." So a white woman taught me that term. So this so y'all know, pasty pale, like Casper. Like, this bitch was like milk colored. If y'all go right now, look up a picture of Pamela Anderson in 2025. You gonna understand exactly what I'm saying. That ain't the bitch you saw on Baywatch. Remember I used to do that run? Tits on. That ain't her no more. If Pamela Anderson walked past you right now, you wouldn't even know who the fuck she is. I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, I'm about to get the fuck off here. I'm sorry. If Pamela Anderson passed you right now, would you know who the fuck she is? Because she was barely recognized. I was like, I had to look at the screen one time. I said, oh shit, is that Pamela Anderson? What the fuck she started looking like somebody extra on The Witcher? You know the show The Witcher? She looked like an extra on the show The Witcher. Bro, who even are you? Came up randomly in my oh god, we got one of these. Okay, y'all. We got our first hoe nigga in here, y'all. Whenever, let me tell y'all, I'll be teaching y'all. Whenever a motherfucker start off the sentence as with bro, automatically detect him for who he is. This is a sucker bitch nigga looking for attention. Let me show you what I mean. I don't even know this motherfucker. I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna look at his channel. He been here for 1 month with 6 subscribers. So this is definitely a dummy account. Let's give him some recognition because that's what he wants, because this is what whole niggas like. But it also goes in contestment with what I was saying earlier. So I'm glad you said that, because I said that at the beginning of my shit. YouTube has switched up the algorithm where we're getting a whole bunch of sucker bitch ass niggas that don't have a dime in their pocket, think they the shit. This nigga been here a month and only got 6 subscribers. Nigga, you ain't literally setting the world on fire. But YouTube is now panning these motherfuckers towards us or whatever, for whatever reason it is, but most likely this advertising dollars. So please recognize what this nigga said. He said, bro, whoever, shut the fuck up. Don't write nothing else, you hoe ass nigga. Some nigga calling himself Emperor Gob Zod. Like, you can't even take a nigga that serious. He ain't even got his real picture in here. This motherfucker said, bro, who even are you? You dead came up randomly in my feed, making me laugh hard as hell. I don't know what usually to talk about. I sub for a pasty pale gremlin bitch. Okay, you actually said some good shit. Oh, okay, I got you now. I thought you was trying to say some extra shit. My fault, my nigga. We usually have a lot of people in here that fall on the spectrum or whatever. So to Emperor Gazad, I'm sorry, I read your shit wrong. You know what I'm saying? But I still will hold testament to that. We get a lot of new motherfuckers in here that just talk shit to be talking shit. But Emperor Gazad or whatever, if you still there, I apologize for that. I was in the wrong just now. You know what I'm saying? I was in the wrong just now. So that's how that worked right there. If he's still here, man, I apologize for that. If you're not, I get it. Yeah, it be trolls. It be trolls. He don't know. That's why he don't know. Like, Ahmad, you be here with me, so you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, he know. Yo, I'm not trying to disrespect it, nothing, brother. I'm not talking shit. I got you. You good. You Gucci. You Gucci. You Gucci. My fault. Like I said, I apologize as a man. I apologize. I was in the room. You understand what I'm saying? Like, niggas can't even do that nowadays. They ain't even got the gumption to do that. Now, I was in the room. You know what I'm saying? So I apologize for that. But my man's right there. He'll tell you. He know what I'm talking about. It be mad trolls up in here, dog. Because of that same shit. The same way you got here, it be a lot of people that be getting here the same way. And that's what you just paid testament to, because I was saying at the beginning of my video. I said there's a lot of people that start finding our channels by this the way YouTube is randomly pushing us out there. So I'm kind of glad you came in here and you said what you said the way you said it. And can you guys make sure y'all hit the like button, double tap the screen, because I'm really tired of niggas being subscribed to me. It's one thing if you don't donate. It's another thing if you don't buy any products as listed. It's even another thing if you don't even support the channel through the Cash App. But goddamn, hitting the like button is for free. At that point, you sitting here listening to me, you just straight hating, dog. You know what I'm saying? Exactly, Amon. I can watch for something. And like I take a nigga that won't hit the like button. I take you as a troll. But trolling is fun when you were bored just now. Trolling ain't fun at all. Trolling is for bitch niggas. Like anybody, like matter of fact, let me get your bitch ass out of here. Cause nigga, you'll be over here trying to do that shit. Nigga said trolling is fun. Nah, nigga, fuck out of here. He said, bro, but trolling is fun when you're on board at work. Just saying, nah. We don't do all that shit over there. That's whole shit. You know what I'm saying? To see what I mean? Get rid of motherfuckers like that from the get-go. See how quick he was coming in, he got to say, oh, but trolling is fun sometimes. Now that I didn't read the wrong way. No, we ain't doing no troll. I don't even support niggas that do that, because you'll do that to, if you do that to another podcaster, you'll do it to me. That's why I said earlier in the Giant Tribe, I said, yo, I don't respect nobody to go to anybody's page and flag niggas unrespectfully, disrespectfully, or tell people to don't donate to them, or attack their pages or whatever with slander. I don't support no motherfucker to do that. That's a nigga we all collectively need to take out. Any nigga that involved themselves in behavior like that, they'll join to the neighborhood. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning like, y'all heard me talk about Lisa Smells earlier, right? But I ain't say, yo, take down Lisa Smells' page because she said something wrong. I ain't say, no, we need to stop donating to Lisa Smells or whatever. I ain't say none of that shit, did I? And I don't want y'all to do that shit. This for the record. Homeboy that gave his commentary that he got some things off key. I ain't say, yo, he don't know what he talking about. Y'all go over there and attack his page and get his page taken down. Nah, I ain't say none of that sucker shit, because that's sucker shit. And how do that look if y'all interveningly bickering with each other, but trying to present your stories to white masses? That don't even make sense. You're showing the white mass we can't even get along with each other, so we ran over to you so you can help us get the solutions. The fuck? I'm embarrassed for some of y'all. Y'all hurting my feelings, man. She pretty. We're gonna leave her page up. Yeah, we're gonna leave. Exactly. We ain't trying to, like, Lisa Smells ain't bad to look at. I gotta tell you, like, if she wasn't if she wasn't nuttier than squirrel shit, you understand what I'm saying? I'd go over there and probably approach her. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna lie. Most niggas would. If y'all saw Lisa Smells in public, most of y'all would approach her. Now, to me, she looked like the average bitch on motherfucking Fordham Avenue during the summertime. But that's not the point. She looked like the typical bitch you could catch from the Dominican Republic on Prospect or Interval. You know what I'm saying? But that ain't. She an 8.5 in Philly. She about like a 6.5 up in New York. But that's because we got so many bad bitches. You understand what I'm saying? Philly do too. Philly got the Ethiopian chicks. I love Ethiopian women. Philly got the Muslim women. Philly got African women. Philly got Puerto Rican and Dominican girls. Couple of Hondurans here and there. I don't know too many Hondurans that live in Philly. They usually stop after Jersey and Delaware. You know what I'm saying? Maybe like North Philly, you get some Hondurans, but mostly it's like, you know what I mean? Philly do got some pretty women though. You know what I'm saying? It's just like Philly, like messing with a Philly chick, like messing with a Brooklyn chick. Like you get over there and anything can happen. Is that fair, Ma? Anything can happen. You could get some pussy, you could get robbed, or you could get nothing. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit. Nicaraguans, yeah, yeah. See what I'm saying? It's different. Like, we ain't got no Nicaraguans up here. I don't even know the last time I said the word Nicaraguan. That's crazy. Now we ain't got no Nicaraguans up here. We've been getting Mexicans and Ecuadorians and like Peruvians are like the new Latin population up this way, but it's still heavily Puerto Rican, Dominican, Honduran. You know what I'm saying? Damn thing with the girls out here in Oakland. I don't know. You gotta rewrite that damn thing with the girls out here. Same thing with the girls out there in Oakland. Yeah, see, my sister, she live out in Modesto, out in California. And yeah, Philly chicks is like flipping the court. Yo, he said the same thing. He said, yeah, you can either get some vajay, or niggas might rob you, she might rob you, or you might just come there and get nothing. You know what I'm saying? Hate to say it, but the fools here in Detroit, he said, hate to say it, but these fools here in Detroit will be trying to marry her. Yo, niggas be trying to marry bitches like that, period. Like, I don't understand that shit. Like, let me tell you something, right? Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Also, make sure y'all hit the cash app. We going on a little field trip tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I'm almost prompted to stay here. Let me see something real quick. I'm almost prompted to stay here a little with y'all a little bit longer. Appreciate them. I need more of y'all on the cash app, man. $ STRINGERBELL80. We don't talk about T talk over here. We have this. Sometimes we just have these open conversations and talking. That's pretty much what I'm doing right now. And I talked about my subject matters already. So like right now, we just have little powwows where I think people should just be able to get together on here and talk. We ain't got to have no premise. We ain't got to be reading no court documents and shit, because really that ain't none of your fucking business. I just like these open spaces where sometimes we just sit down and I have a conversation with the people that are viewing me that don't necessarily involve gossiping, don't necessarily involve who got the tea, don't necessarily involve motherfucking what's the name, but shit that you see when you walk out the door versus niggas that sit in their bedroom all goddamn day. So if y'all would, please make sure y'all hit the like button. If you can't or won't donate, please go down and make sure you purchase some of the products that I have displayed for you. And if you can't do that, share this motherfucker. Either way, any of that shit is, most of the shit that you could do to help out here is free. So if you don't want to donate, we can get some people that are financially able to, since you're not financially able to yourself. You don't have disposable income, and that's fine. That's fine. We don't want to insult anybody, but you can at least do that. I appreciate that, man. I don't like phony shit like that. Like, if that been so, like, there's a lot of sexism, there's a lot of uh, how can I say? There's a lot of sexism, there's a lot of racism, and there's a lot of a dual tagging up. I've been noticing a thing lately. You got a lot of black women and white men kind of forming teams to go in on black men, and I don't like it. And as they're doing that, they're kind of like collecting money. Like, for example, I heard the Black Owl chick tonight. She said some funny shit. She was trying to give a dissertation about O.J. Simpson. You know, they like to bring up OJ when they talk about Diddy now, even though OJ killed some motherfuckers, they said. Diddy ain't killed nobody. So I don't understand how the two cases are synonymous in comparison. But this is for somebody from a racial standpoint. That's why I decided not to have that conversation. I cut that gentleman off earlier. That was the white man that came in here because of pure simple fact. I was like, no, we're not going to segue into that conversation. You're not going to tell me there's no such thing as racism. Nigga, I just saw fucking down in Cincinnati where the Klan was down there marching. And had it not been for the niggas that came out with their AKs and all that shit to run them motherfuckers out of Cincinnati, Ohio, you understand what I'm saying? That they would have still stood there. So don't tell me ain't no motherfucking racism no more, or they're trying to get us. No, them niggas electively went out there on their fucking own and decided to protest in the area and got ran the fuck up out of there. And I need to tell the rest of y'all around here, if so many motherfuckers come up on you, you better take a cue off of what the fuck Cincinnati, Ohio did and all those black people did down there. They ran and home and got the guns. Y'all want to fight with each other. There's a whole team of motherfuckers that want to wipe you out. And you too, white people that are sensitive with these motherfuckers, will go with different fucking political agendas than these motherfuckers do. Because a lot of white folks be like, oh, well, that's not gonna bother me. I'm a white man. No, they'll get you too. You ain't noticed that when they come shoot up the work sites, they don't discriminate on who they shoot. They shoot the motherfuckers they don't like in there. They don't care if they're black, white, polka dot, or whatever. That's the job of a male mass shooter. Better wake up, white folks. And your industry stories are from an insider perspective. Nobody else can say that. Yeah, and that's another thing too. I get so fucking like you don't, Ahmad, you don't know how fucking frustrated I get with that shit. I actually worked in the music industry for 17 years. And many people, if you don't know or do know, I worked for, ironically enough, Bad Boy Entertainment, which I'm not ashamed of. Um, Based on the fact of the company I worked at, you understand what I'm saying? Which would have been the same thing if I worked at Def Jam, they would have been on that one. But based on the fact of that, you had four different vloggers that started pushing a narrative. Let me tell you how this happened. So what they did was they didn't like me individually. So we had one gentleman that literally sits in his uncle's basement and just does lives day after day after day. And I ain't gonna jump on him, but you were one of the Spiro heads that did that shit. And so what he did was he went to his audience and he told his audience, oh yeah, even though I actually was in the music industry or whatever, I actually throw up pictures, videos, everything else, all the stuff that this nigga can't do. You understand what I'm saying? Because he's never been anywhere near the same ilk as me. He can't do it. So instead of, conceding, like for me, for example, if a nigga's a multi-millionaire, billionaire right now, I have to concede because I'm not a multi-millionaire, billionaire. That's just real. You understand? Instead, what they do is to make their self more viable, what they've been doing. And I've seen other podcasters that have formerly been artists and shit like that or whatever. And some people say with a gambling addiction. What they'll do is they'll try to discredit you in order to pump themselves up. And this is like, it goes back to like really like middle school type shit. That's what they would do. Like, and it's very niggerish. I'm gonna say it just the way it is. It's very ghetto and very niggerish. Basically, it's the same thing they do in the hood. If you see somebody that's shining outside of you, oh, they ain't really shit. They ain't all that. I heard they do this. I heard they do that. Right? And all the law, this is a nigga right here that's the dirtiest motherfucker out of everybody. Oh, this is the bitch right here that's the dirtiest one out of everybody. You don't see it because you too busy getting ghosted up to them. This is like the motherfucker to be in the hood and gossiping about everybody, but meanwhile, you doing all the dirt. You understand what I'm saying? So I had like 3 or 4 of these niggas that did this shit, and their intentions were to make sure that I couldn't get any donations. And based off them talking about me or talking about people that were like me or trying to deduce people that are like me, without them having any type of information, anything fucking else, what it does was it catches up a block and it makes people not want to donate, support you, whatever. I could have Trump on here tomorrow and these niggas still wouldn't donate to me because I guess you could say the African American, how can I say it? The African American demographic can be easily convinced of something if it is in favor of their emotions. So right there, the emotion is don't like Puff, don't like anything associated with Puff. And what we're going to do is if anybody says anything even in the slightest defense of Puff or gives some kind of ideology, which could be wrong, and it might be a setup or something like that, or whatever the case may be, what we're going to do is we're going to make it so nobody supports them financially, no matter how much we got to lie on them or whatever. I've been lied on this motherfucker 6 or 7 times, and then when I disprove the motherfuckers, then it turns into another lie. You understand what I'm saying? Davin, I keep hearing the name Charisma is somebody in the industry. I was just wondering. Charisma? Is that chick that used to be siding with what's her name? I know who you're talking about. That's shorty with the big titties. What's her name? Real funny looking broad with the big titties. I know who you're talking about. I ain't got nothing against shorty. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got nothing personal against shorty or whatever. I think she kind of cocky or whatever. I remember from back in the day, she ain't no new YouTuber. If you talking about that chick, um, she been here for a good, I don't know, maybe 3, 4 years. I think she came around about the time of the pandemic. Hey, yo, yeah, Charisma. I forgot. I think she's one of my sisters, if that's the same one. Really think the first time I heard the name. Yeah, that's the only. Hey, what's going on, Slade Sparkle? No, that's the first time. Lady Sparkle might know. You know who Charisma is? Ain't that the black chick with the big titties? I could swear that's the chick, the black chick with the big titties. She used to always wear tank tops and shit, try to show off her titties. I guess that was a highlight or whatever. She ain't no ugly chick. Yeah, old big old titty. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I think that's who she was. Yeah, something like that. I ain't heard her name in a long time, but yeah, that's her. That's her with the big old titties. Yeah, I give her that. She got some big, pretty ass titties. I ain't gonna lie to her about that shit. I ain't no motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Yeah, I think that's shorty. Yeah, she used to damn. How long ago was that? I ain't said her name in like 2 years. Like at least 2 years, 3 years, something like that. It's been a long time. No, I think you're talking about two different ones. I'm talking about the real one that's in the industry. But I know you're talking about, oh, okay. Now I don't know no charisma in the industry now. Most of the people, to be honest with you, most of the people I mingle with nowadays, whether it's like it's outside of recording, but most of the people I tend to meet in the music industry nowadays are new people. I don't and this is why y'all heard me talk the shit I did when I was down there at the jail Sunday down there, whatever, with Puff shit. Um, I don't trust any of the older niggas in the industry. Um, if y'all pay attention, none of the old niggas in the industry, and I'm being honest with you, and I hope y'all hear me on this. None of the older niggas in the industry are going to offer you any opportunities unless you create your own. And then when you create your own and start fluctuating and building up with that opportunity, then they want to come behind you and be like, I always believed in you. No, the fuck you didn't. None of the older niggas in the industry that are sitting there now, most of them are they're just like Puff. If you want to give a definitive stance about it, they're greedy. They only want to offer opportunities to people that they feel are already floating. They only want to be friends with people that are already floating. And this is one of the detriments to their character. So this is why I don't fuck with a lot of people, the older niggas in the industry. I have no ambition to. If Puff go to jail or go free, I never want to fuck with none of y'all niggas again. I believe a lot of these older niggas that are in the business are actually the problem and help co-create Puff into who he became. I'm an industry affiliated, certified as stamp like Dabby. That's what's up. Yeah, anyway, no, she's not nobody jailing in the industry. She just a commentator. Oh, okay. Yeah, I ain't never heard of that bitch. Where did y'all see her at? Where did y'all see her at? Yeah, but at first she seemed a little shaky because she was supposed to be dealing with some guy named Ringo TV. Then he exposed her. Oh wow, really? Nah, I don't know who she is, but there's a lot of people that pop up like a lot of them. Let me tell y'all, a lot of them hear my shit, and what they do, or they hear Gary shit, or they hear Choke shit, or whatever, whatever. So what they'll do is they'll start making up stories. So y'all got to watch for this, because y'all be over there giving y'all money to them. There's a lot of people, these new wave of people that be out here talking about, yeah, I was in the music. I caught a nigga one day. He was like, yeah, my cousin used to work up at Bad Boy Entertainment from 2009 to 2011. I said, well, bitch, I was there for 17 years. Who the fuck was your cousin? You know what I'm saying? The bitch went dormant. That's how you know. When they go quiet, they don't say nothing, the bitch went dormant. So the same podcast, niggas in the chat room started asking this bitch the same question, and she wouldn't say nothing. So this is, once again, you got a random motherfucker that's saying some shit to be saying some shit. Nah, bitch, I provide pictures, video, confirmation, like everything I offer. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know who that chick is. Yeah, Storm used to go at it. Now the lady Chelsea is going at it with Love Jones, supposed to be Storm's interest. Yeah, see what I mean? And that's another thing, Lady Sparky. You know this game. Tell me how niggas get up every day, and that's what they do. They start off the morning arguing with niggas. And this is how these motherfuckers, like some of the biggest YouTubers y'all know, or whole courts or whatever, if you really pay attention to them, they make all their money by arguing with niggas. Y'all basically paying for people to beef with each other. Like, that's all I'm saying. You have to cloud chase people, want to be in the industry and want to be affiliated, have a name like Huggy Pampers. And like I said, like that's one thing about motherfucking Jaguar Wright that you can't never take away from her. Anybody. She's like my soul. She's like Dame, Gary, a whole bunch of other people that I know that frequent this space, Math Hoffa included. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucking Vlad TV included. We actually were in the music industry. I remember when Vlad used to come up to the office and get the white backs. Only person gonna know that is a DJ that was from back in that time. But if you remember the white backs, Vlad used to come up to the office and get the white backs. Or send one of his assistants. Shout out to him, Rock. You know what I mean? But yeah, I like, and I'm not including his name in that. I don't have no interest in dealing with any of them older niggas in the industry no more. I mean, they're not gonna do anything for you. They're not even hip. They don't even know the sound that's going on. The only person that know the sound that's going on is the older artists. The older producers, they can't keep up with the sound that's going on. When y'all hear the stuff that's on my new project, y'all gonna be like, oh, okay, that's what I didn't expect that. You understand what I'm saying? And there's a whole bunch of people that don't even believe in me. I have people that, and I'm not saying anybody in particular. I'm not. And this is not meant to Kidom or the team and nothing like. I'm not talking about y'all niggas. So don't start, oh, he's talking about it. I'm not fucking talking about you. I love you guys. So shut the fuck up. Respectfully. What I'm talking about is the niggas that were supposed to commandeer us into the next lane. And I know there'll be some niggas that take up for y'all. Oh, well, it ain't their fault. It is y'all's fault. It is y'all's fault. Because basically what you did was you went off and got your money and made your money and everything like that. Now you guys want to sit over in the fucking corner and get swole. You understand what I'm saying? And it just doesn't work like that. That's why I keep saying to you, if you think something gonna come up or you think your name gonna get mentioned here in the future, I'm gonna say it one more fucking time for the Todds in the back. If you think something gonna come up or you think you gonna get mentioned, now is the time to start showing your fucking face before May the fucking 5th get here. You get me there, Bubby? That was the time to y'all showing your face. That means maybe you should show up with some arraignments. Maybe you should show up at some, you know what I'm saying, some park at something. You better do something. Because these motherfuckers are able to randomly mention your name, they're going to drag it in the mud, nigga, and that money going to slow up. Please believe me. I know how this shit work. You understand what I'm saying? I know how this shit work. But I don't look towards none of them older niggas to give me an opportunity. I don't look towards none of them niggas to help me. None of that. Them niggas don't care if you die, dog. You understand what I'm saying? None of them older niggas. Them niggas don't care if you die. You think these niggas give a fuck about Puff? These niggas been partying with Puff 20, 30, 35 years. They don't give a fucking Puff die up in there. That's why I went down there. Because listen, I done really did that shit. Tote guns. I've been the gun holder, all that shit. I got 8 pages to back me up on that. You understand what I'm saying? I don't make up stories. And so I'm telling you, back in the day, we used to do that shit, like, especially in NL, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Ask niggas like, you know what I mean? Boy George, all them niggas, they gonna tell you, you know what I'm saying? Ask niggas like your man, Marcy, he gonna tell you. He been out to NL before. Marcy gonna tell you. You know what I'm saying? Big Marcy gonna tell you. I ain't gotta say it no different than that. He know what the fuck I'm talking about. Big Marcy gonna tell you. He been out to NL before. Like, you can't. I don't know, man. I don't even know if I want to say that or not. Yeah, I think I keep that to myself. I keep that to myself. That's too much for niggas. Niggas ain't helping me out. You know what I'm saying? Niggas ain't helping me out. You have to cloud chase people who want to be in. Now you don't have to cloud chase. I got into the music industry by luck, and I wasn't cloud chasing niggas. I told niggas like I'm one of the few exceptions where I told niggas I said, yo, I'm gonna get into the music industry, and I did that shit within 2 months. 2 months. But I hustle different than other people. So I got something that I'm working on right now that's gonna blow motherfuckers' minds. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to be in something major by the end of the year. Hopefully, if it keep going that way. But I don't fuck with older niggas in the industry because older niggas in the industry can't do nothing but offer you old motherfucker. What's the name? There's only 3 older people that I would want to work with. You understand what I'm saying? Shout out to Perez. Shout out to let me be very careful who I mention here. Shout out to Terrence. And shout out to Mitch. Those 3 people right there. And 2 of those people, one is associated with 50s programs and one is associated with Marvel. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't worry about older people in the industry giving me no opportunities. donating to me and nothing. Like you would think, because a lot of people say, well, damn, they know you was around, the music industry. That's your music industry brothers or whatever. They don't give a fuck. They end up protecting themselves. You ever notice in 5 years of me being on here, not one motherfucker in the music industry has ever come on here and say, yo, let me give you a job. Hey, yo, here go $2,000, $3,000. That's what Dame Dash was talking about the other day. He said, yo, listen, I'm not even telling niggas to give me money. I'm telling niggas to open up a lane so I can make some moves. Niggas don't even want to do that. And so he was thinking 50 Cent for sharing one of his posts. You understand what I'm saying? So people could buy his product and he could make money. You understand what I'm saying? But now there's a temperament now where niggas don't want other niggas to make money. So it's not beneficial for me to be fucking around with niggas, especially old niggas that have become used to a certain type of lifestyle and can't deviate from that lifestyle because they too scared to go back to the grips and grinder. David Lewis ain't scared of that. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? I done been through the Tombs. I done been through Center Street. I done been through all that. You understand what I'm talking about? So that shit, like, to you, that bothers you. You understand what I'm saying? To me, I feel like, what was it, like Rocky 3, I think it was. You know when Rocky lost everything and went back, well, I ain't in the hood, but you know what I'm saying? Rocky went back to the old neighborhood and fought his way back up to the top. That's how I feel in real life. And so I don't worry about none of the older niggas in the music industry looking out for me. And I want to let y'all know from my bottom of my heart, I don't look for none of y'all niggas to help me. You ain't helped me 10, 15 years ago. You ain't gonna help now. You know what I'm saying? And respectfully, from the bottom of my heart, every last one of y'all motherfuckers can dig your own grave and pour dirt over top of it, as far as I'm concerned. Because I've been wanting to address some of y'all niggas too. Because at the same time I'm having this conversation about Puff, at the same time I got to have a conversation about some of you suck ass niggas too. Some of y'all older niggas. Some of y'all older niggas are bitch niggas too. Not just these subscribers or these podcasters, but some of y'all older rap niggas and older industry heads, y'all some bitch ass niggas too. You understand what I'm saying? You totally turned your face on Puff. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all niggas have been around Puff 10, 15, 20 years. Y'all act like y'all don't know who the fuck Puff is. Some of y'all niggas is bitch ass niggas because you see me sitting up here and y'all see me, y'all know who I am or don't know who I am. Ain't they one of y'all motherfuckers out here right now telling niggas, yo, you might want to stay away from him, the things he's saying. Nigga, I know, I see how shit switch up. Niggas don't want to talk. A few niggas don't want to talk to me now. A couple niggas not answering the phone. Nigga, I don't give a fuck. That means you ain't never fuck with me in the first place. Why do I give a fuck? And when I get rich, remember, we don't fuck with each other. Gives a fuck. I never give a fuck about fake shit. You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, to the older niggas that are in the industry or whatever, that's just what y'all are. Older niggas with no talent. You lived off the talent of other people or whatever. Now that slave shit that ship. I'm not gonna say slave ship, but that ship has come to a halt. Slowly but surely. A lot of you motherfuckers who were on stage dancing a couple years ago on here giving podcasts and shit like that and can't lift out of doing podcasts to doing music again because originally at the time it seemed like talent because of the music aura that was around, the music vibration that was around. And now today's terms, that shit is trash. And you didn't know how to acquiesce. See, LL Cool J, he knew how to acquiesce. There's a lot of other older artists who know how to acquiesce. You understand what I'm saying? Q-Tip, he know how to acquiesce. There's a lot of people that know how to acquiesce, but y'all niggas don't. And so now I ain't got no friends as far as it comes to older niggas. I hope I answered that question because if you were asked me that before and I wanted to answer that, I ain't bombing on nobody particularly. I'm just saying, nah, when it comes to a nigga over 54, 55 years old in the entertainment industry, that nigga's not your friend. That nigga's counting the last days that he's there until he makes his exit out of that business. That's just what it is. So don't sit around and think that these older niggas are your friends or whatever. I know who the power hitters are, and I know who some of the niggas are that signed the checks. Some of them, not all of them. But I know the some of the top niggas that signed the checks for those niggas. And them niggas will cower and bend to do whatever they got to get that check. And they will smile and grin with some of these unscrupulous motherfuckers, I would say, and take that check. You understand what I'm saying? They won't give a fuck about the culture. They won't give a fuck about you if you're mistaken what I'm saying. They won't give a fuck about the culture, any of those other things that they stand on and advocate so heavily. You understand? If you want an example, Puff was the one that brought that whole term black excellence into fruition. You see what they doing to him? Nigga won't even go down there and see what's going on with him at his arraignment because they don't want to get caught on camera. Don't tell me these motherfuckers swear and deal. I've been wanting to talk about these motherfuckers anyway, and I just hadn't got along to it. I just hadn't got along to it. But I wanted to talk about the motherfuckers anyway, because there's a lot of you older motherfuckers out here. And so if that answers your question for some of the viewers or whatever, a lot of these motherfuckers, they're scared to be around. Especially after I went down there to the, what's the name, to the jail day for yesterday and called out motherfuckers. I said, how come y'all ain't down here protesting, talking about, yeah, left free? It should be a picket line down that motherfucker. We want to see Puff get bail. Why not? Huh? That nasty Abercrombie and Fitch motherfucker got bail. Huh? Another nigga is able to raise $500,000 as he sits in Luigi Mangione as we sit and determine whether or not he killed the fuck do you mean? We had a videotape that went in loop 24 hours a day for a straight week while we were searching for this motherfucker, and y'all telling me we need to have a trial. Yeah, the world's fucked up right now, and our decision making and decision based. And you understand what I'm saying? You take that back, and Luigi Mangione would have did that in 1980. They would have bought the 1980 something, 1990. They would have bought the fucking electric chair to his house. A son of a bitch, killing that poor man and taking him away from his family. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. You don't have the right to go out and kill somebody because however the fuck you feel or whatever the fuck happened. You don't have the right to do that. You don't have the right to do it. Anybody that thinks like that is mad and shouldn't be taken serious. Anybody like that should be taken off, you know what I mean, and done something with or whatever. But that's the world you live in, and a lot of these bloggers nowadays and their counterparts are gonna back shit like that just because they do. And it's sad, but it's a reality. Guys, tomorrow I'm hoping to I want to do 2 pieces tomorrow. If you guys want to donate to the channel, that'd be great. And when I mean 2 pieces, I mean I'm gonna be traveling. You understand what I'm saying? Now, none of these older niggas in the hip hop game, they gonna help me out. Ain't none of these niggas that's hearing me saying some real shit gonna support my channel because, quite frankly, most of the music industry has been left with a bunch of decadent fucking faggot pricks. Just to be honest. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. Most of y'all a bunch of decadent punk ass bitches now. Like, just to be honest, you know what I'm saying? Like, am I wrong here? Which one of y'all motherfuckers is stand up nowadays? Go ahead. I'll allow you to do it. Go ahead. Are you now? Are you? Which one of you motherfuckers in the music industry is a stand up motherfucker right now? Go ahead, tell me. Tell me. Which one of y'all is looking out for your brother? Huh? Which one of y'all? Not one of you. You know what these motherfuckers gonna tell you instead? They're gonna tell you the same thing that a white man would tell you. A racist white man, not a white man. A racist white man would tell you. Well, come on, you gotta pick your chin up now, nigga. You gotta get buck. You gotta buck yourself up. Get yourself out that position, way, nigga. These motherfuckers don't give a fuck about you. Trust me. That much some of these gossiping niggas are right about. You know what I'm saying? They don't. I've been on here 5 years, and ain't one motherfucker in the music industry ever came up and said, "Well, what do you know? What could you do? You got any job you want to particularly look for? Here go some options." Not one. But these will be the same niggas that sit up and say, "Oh, bro, you got to pick yourself up by your bootstraps and all that shit." Okay, if I got to pick myself up by bootstraps, you know what that means? That means it was out without your assistant, out your procurement. So don't call me your fucking brother. Don't call me your fucking friend. Matter of fact, you better watch out because I might steamroll the fuck over you. Matter of fact, what do you own? Let me see if I can buy it. Oh, you ain't never seen motherfucker Jones until you see my iteration of it. You ain't never seen motherfucker Jones till you see my iteration of it. So, like I said, I ain't necessarily mad at nobody or nothing like that. I'm not calling out anybody. I'm definitely not talking about anybody on my team. Nah. But y'all motherfuckers don't understand people from my team. I'm doing this for us. And y'all don't understand it, but you will. You will. And one day you'll thank me. You'll be like, you know what? That motherfucker did care about us. Some of y'all a little too immature to understand. Some of y'all won't get it. But remember when I told y'all this before? Now look at where we at. So like I said, you know what I'm saying? Because if you don't know, around Bad Boy, I used to make a lot of predictions. And people used to be astonished at how my predictions always came true. They'd be like, "What the fuck you know that we don't know?" I give you a perfect example. One time, my ex boss, we were doing this thing for Puff. It was actually romantic. So I can tell the story. Only people that have been around us gonna know the story. This ain't nothing known to the press or whatever. So this is exclusive. So they used to have these nicknames for each other: Jennifer Lopez and Puff. Used to call him Moolah, and he used to call her Bella, right? And so Puff, J Lo, I think this was before. It might have been the BMAs or either Billboard Music Awards. It was one of them. And so he had us lace up from all the way from Times Square all the way down to the Jersey airport because she was coming in on a private chartered jet. I think it was a Gulfstream or something. He had us put up these posters that said Moolah loves Bella. I'm talking about this was at the beginning of me doing all kinds of shit. This is how in love this nigga was with this chick. And so we literally flooded this shit. So when she came in her limo coming up, and you can ask Jennifer Lopez this shit. Go ask Jennifer Lopez this shit. Only people that were involved with this are gonna know. Okay, this ain't nothing that you find on what's the name. Yeah, everybody be thinking I'm DMX. Nobody that you know is gonna be able to give you this information. Anybody that regurgitates this, they're telling my story. Okay, so we go and we put up all these fucking posters and say Moolah loves Bella, Moolah loves Bella, Moolah loves Bella, Moolah loves Bella. So we get down to the fucking the airport down in Jersey, right? And I'm trying to tell the guys that I'm with, I'm like, listen, my mom used to date a pilot for a minute. Trust me when I tell you this. And I'm talking about when I say he was a pilot, he was like one of the head pilots. Okay. So we used to go on the tarmac with them and all kinds of shit or whatever before he would leave. We even took a couple flights with him a couple times. So I know the procedure. So I tell my boss and I tell everybody I'm with, and anybody that was there that night, they know I'm not lying. I tell them, I said, listen, they're going to do a perimeter check around this motherfucker in a minute. We need to get off this tarmac. Soon as we hop out the fucking van, nobody believed me. Soon as we hop out the fucking van, here comes security. What the fuck are y'all doing? What y'all doing down here? We had to turn this bitch around to get the fuck out the Jersey airport. We're glad it wasn't 2020 something. They might have shot at us. You understand what I'm saying? They might have shot at us. And I'll never forget that story a day in my life. You can ask Perez that. He'll tell you, Vlad. You know what I'm saying? That shit was funny as hell because he was there with us. But it's been many other times than that. I told people about certain personalities who are out here. A lot of people gonna tell you that. You know what I'm saying? Look where we at now. You know? There's a lot of times in some of these situations, motherfuckers actually owe me fucking an apology, you know? So when some people ask me, they say, well, how come you ain't going to reach out to none of your musical friends and all that? These niggas are not friends anymore. No, it's all about self-preservation when it comes to these rapper niggas. Even the niggas that you look at as people you should pay homage to, you need to take a second look at them. You might find something. See, what you see on the surface and what you get internally are two different motherfucking things. That's why I don't go too hard on Huggy anymore. Because I said, well, if I go hard on Huggy, I got to recognize the fact that there's only a couple certain people that fuck with me from that old elk and that old guard. Most of the niggas that's fucking with me now are people that are new in the music industry. And preferably, that's the ones I like fucking with. They're funner. They got more to offer. They're more creative. They're not all dreary and shit. They're not all about it's me, 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 me. And when I tell y'all this, I mean, like I got niggas that's like 10 years older than me. You understand what I'm saying? They come from that. They were the culmination of that period of rap. And you couldn't go to one of them niggas and be like, yo, son, I need to get back on. You got like $2,000 I can hold real quick. You couldn't even go ask one of them niggas that. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't really have a hard placement for like them older niggas. And plus them niggas hold a lot of secrets, a lot of them niggas. You know what I'm saying? So I don't be fucking with them niggas. Let me sing you, son. I fell asleep. You stupid old girl said I fell asleep. You ain't supposed to fall asleep, devil. Shit. All right, then we gonna go do these joints in NY tomorrow, cause you know what I'm saying. I got two people that fuck with me, so I like to make sure they get their show. So y'all let me get up in the morning, and what time is it? Oh, it's 2:34 in the morning. I didn't know it was that goddamn late. Y'all let me get some rest in a minute. I'm gonna charge up my battery packs or whatever. Even if I leave later in the afternoon, it don't matter. I ain't gotta leave early in the morning. But I like leaving early in the morning because it's better. You all right? She said, "I'm sorry, I'm old, but I you ain't old. Stop it. You good. You good. Don't worry about that. God bless you. Like, and I don't even say that just because you donating or something. Same thing with Ahmad L. Y'all just good spirits. Same thing with Ruby. Like I like people like y'all that's just good spirits or whatever. But like some people they get that confused, and I just have to tell them the truth about that shit. Like it's the truth. Like y'all niggas ain't really helping nobody either. Like you know what I'm saying? Like if anything, I've done more. Like let me say this right, and I'm gonna get up off of here. I've done more to give my contribution to help motherfuckers that are already established than niggas would ever have done for me. That's just the truth of it. See what I'm saying? That's just the truth of it. I've done us. I say we. I even seen the team that I worked with. Shout out to Lil BBE. Shout out to motherfucking Scrooge McBuck. Shout out to Busy. Happy birthday. Shout out to Kiddo. How come we could forget about him? Shout out to a lot of niggas that should be pushing Maseratis and Porsches and shit like that. And just to be real about it, you know what I'm saying? Niggas wasn't taken care of to the full capacity they could be taken care of. And niggas asked a lot of shit out of niggas. Some niggas dedicated their life to this shit, bro. Some niggas dedicated their life to this shit. You know what I'm saying? And now that they older, Nori, you done spoke about this shit before. You sat down right with Leo and motherfucking President had this conversation. What we talking about? You ain't had this conversation, Nori? You ain't had this conversation, Nori? I'm talking to Noriega. You ain't had this conversation I'm having right now? There's tons of niggas these niggas could look out for. These niggas got adjacent to, at minimum, $30 million in their account. It's nothing to send a nigga $50,000, $40,000. No, but they'll go to the strip club and have the Brinks pull up to drop them all 25 so they can get to the strippers. So this is why niggas is in jail now. Like, I hate to say this about Boss, man, you know what I'm saying? But, yo, it got to be said, Avon. Like, for real, dogs, you spent a whole bunch of money, a whole bunch of time spending money on a bitch that ultimately landed you and pitfalls you back into the place where you at, where possibly we might not ever see you again. And that go for the rest of you, man, too, whether you in rap, film, or wherever the fuck you at. Y'all be careful with these bitches y'all fucking with. Now, there's some good women out here, don't get me wrong. But it seems to be an abundance of bitches that will sit up under you, smile with you, and every fucking thing else. And all along they be plotting on you, plotting on sleeping with the pool boy, plotting on sleeping with the help and having a family with the help, plotting on taking $30 million from you unless you motherfucking concede, shit like that or whatever. And that lust and thrust for bitches landed you where you at right now. I gotta watch these hoes. That's why I don't keep a whole bunch of hoes up under me. Niggas be like, yo, nah, I keep the same bitches up under me. Same bitches up under me. I know a bitch right now, she'll take out a whole zip code for me if I need her to. And you'll never see her coming. She that pretty, you'll never see her coming. You know what I'm saying? She that pretty. So like, you know, when I say the shit that I say or whatever, I say it from a place of, you know, they're gonna have to argue. Well, it should be no man helping no man. You're only gonna find that conversation within the midst, and I say this respectfully, within the midst of niggas. Niggas the only person that have that conversation. Ain't no real man gonna help no other man. Only niggas have conversations like that. I say the third time. Niggas, that's that only place that conversation is relevant is around black men. You will not find any other culture talking like that. Trust me when I tell you. And I speak two different languages. I've been around multiple different cultures. Trust me on this. The only people you're going to hear talking like that is African American men. And the reason they're going to have to talk like that because really what's voicing for them is not what's actually going on. What's voicing for them is their struggle and their trauma along with that struggle. You understand what I'm saying? So now that you got five motherfuckers that went through trauma, they all collectively sitting down talking. Same thing with Latino men. They all sitting down talking about their trauma together. And this is how they equate that a real man is, or the women will be like, this is what a real woman is. And but in reality, it's not. It's not. What it is a motherfucker that's fearful of helping somebody else other than himself or whatever, for that pure simple fact. Which brings me to this. I forgot to tell about this story. This might be my last story. So before I went live, this was on Sunday actually. Before I went live, I was in the local McDonald's. I was getting something to eat. I don't usually go to this one McDonald's that I went to because I find it pretty nasty most of the time. But it was right there. So I was like, fuck it. I'm just getting some coffee. How nasty can that be? Turned out it was fucked up and nasty. So anyway, so I won't be stopping there no more. But I was at the local McDonald's, and so if many of y'all don't know, McDonald's and Dunkin' Donuts have become the national secondary homeless shelters. Right? Like any McDonald's you go into in America is a secondary homeless shelter. Any motherfucking Dunkin' Donuts you go into is a secondary homeless shelter. I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the old school. Black men help one another at a time would call it, bro. They used to. They used to. They used to have the Black Panthers to help. But speaking of help, let me give y'all an interesting view of something, so I can give y'all a notion of how you have to. I found myself now as I'm getting older, I have to put aside this thing of being for the culture and everything like that because the culture is not looking collectively as you as that. A lot of this shit is farce. A lot of this shit that's being said is decadent. It's in a decadent nature, and it's an aspiration of trying to make money. You understand what I'm saying? I don't say what I say to make money. I just spit what I say to say it. And if you like it, you like it. Like nothing I just said about them older niggas in the industry is beneficial to me. If anything, I just made myself a target by saying that. But fuck it, it's real. And I feel a way about that. I don't see how niggas that roll with Puff for years, niggas can't even show up at a motherfucking court arraignment because you worried about your motherfucking image. How tinkle toes fucking decadent is that shit? And then when I say something about it, I'm fucking wrong. Ain't none of y'all niggas gonna help me. So what the fuck? I dare any nigga right now in the music industry come in and drop me $4,000 in my chat, cash app right now. $sign STRINGERBELL80, and you will hear it echo quiet as fuck. Ain't one of them niggas got no guts to donate me nothing because I'm associated with this nigga. So since I'm associated with the Puff nigga, they gonna say, no, I can't donate nothing to you because then niggas gonna turn around and think, see what I'm saying? I had a nigga tell me that about $2,000. I literally had a nigga. I did a whole live on it. I had a nigga tell me that over $2,000. I said, nah, nigga, nah. And this is an older nigga. This is an older nigga. This is a nigga like, nigga, in 10 more years, you ain't got nothing to worry about. You cashed out and out the game. Nah. These niggas, like, that's one thing I will give, even though I don't agree with everything she's saying, how she said it, how she do it, or whatever. That's one thing I will give Jaguar right on that. Some of these niggas are so greedy and so self-centered or whatever. They won't help nobody but themselves. But as soon as they get into something, we're gonna need y'all prayers. Please pray for my family. I'm like, fuck you, fuck your family, and fuck all your whole existence. I can't get $2,000 from you. And it bring me back to that story I was telling you about beginning of this podcast. I was talking about, yo, Lil Richard, I got a clip of Lil Richard on my channel here. And this is what Lil Richard, after he took off the wig and, he got fat and everything like that. This is him older. He's reminiscing about a story. He tells a story about how he was in between record deals or some shit like that or whatever. And it cost $3,000 to save his mansion. It was big old beautiful house too. They showed the house. And he only needed $3,000. Now, mind you, there was groups that had toured with Little Richard. There were people that Little Richard had put on, and they were making more than $3,000 per show. Yet none of these motherfuckers would give Little Richard $3,000 to save his home. This was back in the 1960s, niggas. So niggas had always had this motherfucking mentality. Frankie Lyman, they let Frankie Lyman die in the streets of motherfucking Harlem. You understand what I'm saying? Knew the nigga was addicted to motherfucking whatever he was addicted to. Let him die in the streets of Harlem. There's stories of other motherfuckers in the music industry that have been passed off and died and shit like that. Nobody gave a fuck. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, he was. He was. He was. So, I just say like that. Like, I ain't gonna sit here and pretend like these older niggas is in the game too as some type of saviors or something like that. These niggas ain't saving nobody but themselves, nigga. Even the older niggas that say they real niggas, they be on the same shit the other niggas on. Like I ain't gonna say his name. I got confused when this one nigga, I really looked up to this nigga. Like, I really thought this nigga was the truth. And this is the sad part. This nigga, like, really beneath it all, you a sucker nigga, just like the niggas you calling a sucker. Now I'm gonna tell you what I mean by that. You sound like a sucker. I ain't gonna say you are a sucker, but you sounded like a sucker in a couple diatribes. Because at the same time, you sitting there telling, oh, niggas is wrong for this, niggas is wrong for that, or whatever, whatever. You running the same sucker promo they running. You move the same. You like, don't ask me for no nigga. Nobody asked you for a donation. Fuck you. Keep your money. You know what I'm saying? There's niggas out here that podcast is a little. I've been sharing their material for like 6, 7, 8 years. Them niggas wouldn't even give you one share if it came down to it. Don't you believe these niggas? They only wanna link up with you or speak about you if you donating to them or financially supporting them in some type of way or whatever, whatever. So that's some sucker shit. They gonna fuck what nobody say. You know what I'm saying? And any nigga to roll on with that, you know what I'm saying, and keep it like that and don't correct that, and then nigga, I gotta associate you with some sucker shit. And I'm like, damn, that shit let me down. That's a whole bunch, but ain't nothing though. A whole bunch of my heroes that let me down. Ain't nothing new. That's why I said we gotta start raising the eyebrow with some of these niggas that's like 54, 55 and over. These niggas ain't really like y'all got a lot of faith in these niggas and think these niggas is some stand-up niggas. And a lot of these niggas is not stand-up niggas. A lot of these niggas is sucker ass niggas, and they know they sucker ass niggas, and they know the movements that if you put in consistent with them for the past 20, 30 years, you'll quickly find out, yeah, this nigga was a sucker. And what make you more even stand out as a sucker is if you sitting there and you evading or avoiding Puff in conversation or whatever, acting like you wasn't partying with Puff or some shit like that, right? And then you turn around and just get quiet as a church mouse. So hell no, I don't want none of them suck ass niggas around me. I let you know right now. You know what I'm saying? When I come back up, no, nigga, don't come party with me. Don't come give me a hug. Tell me, hey, brother. We're brothers. We're honey and we're different and we're colored. No, don't call me no brother. Don't come give me no hugs. Don't come talking about no deals. I don't want to do business with none of y'all motherfuckers. Matter of fact, you get me pissed off, I might try to see how I can buy you out of your businesses. Please let it know you've been warned. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna be worse than that nigga 50. Trust me, you ain't never seen you ain't. I've been waiting to get the terror run going. I need one terror run. I mean, worse than that nigga 50. Trust me. I hit the wrong button. Here comes something else. Don't worry about it, baby. You ain't got to worry about that. Like you always take care of me. I appreciate that. It's a sad goddamn thing. Nobody else on here wants to donate to me, and they know what I'm talking about. That's why I try to tell you when it comes to this African American Latino shit, nigga, you are by yourself. They only support trauma and drama. Ain't none of these niggas gonna hit the niggas won't even hit the like button. They just trying to find little pieces they can grab in my conversation so they can regurgitate it on their podcast. These people are rather sad. That's why I said I don't worry about putting my faith in people. If you get 10 people that believe in you, worry about them 10 people. The old gal and the mod L, those are motherfuckers you yell out, be, hey, yo, y'all want something from the store? The rest of these motherfuckers, they don't even exist to me. They don't even exist to me. You understand what I'm saying? Because I don't exist to them. So they just like them old niggas I'm talking about music business. They don't exist to me. Them niggas don't care if you live or die. I could tell y'all so many stories of shit that y'all be surprised. But one thing they won't tell you is this. They won't say that nigga professional, aka Davin Lewis, is a fake nigga. Bet you they won't tell you that. Bet you they won't say, yo, I bet you at the end of the day, when the story is told, right, 10 years from now, 5 years from now, I bet you they won't say, yo, that nigga stood on some sucker shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I won't. And that's what I'm making sure of. So it don't matter to y'all, but it mattered to me. I'm not going to go down in history being like, well, yo, the state and the people, they said that, that nigga was wrong, so he must be wrong. No, I'm not doing that shit. Fuck you. I let the judge decide it. And when the judge comes down, he said, well, this is what we got. Da, 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 da. I'm even going to question that a little bit and be like, well, that's what he said. If it ain't a preponderance of it, I'm just because people get taken to jail for technicalities or small shit all the time. So I'm not doing that. But one thing I won't do is I ain't turncoat, nigga. I'm not being quiet and sitting back like a bitch. Like, You motherfuckers are scared of a motherfucker. Man, listen. Jay, good for standing on your ground. You still a real nigga, I see. Good for you, Jay. Stand on your ground. Shout out to a couple other people that have spoke up. You know what I'm saying? Math Hop, I heard you say some encouraging things. You know what I'm saying? Queen Spurp, I heard you say some encouraging things, but y'all a different breed of type of nigga though. I don't appreciate none of these rap niggas no more. I don't look up to none of y'all niggas no more. Y'all niggas used to be everything. Now y'all niggas is fake, son. I don't look at none of y'all niggas. And any of these niggas is 53, 54 and over or whatever. Stop supporting these niggas. Fuck that. Fuck the podcasters. Stop supporting them niggas. Because y'all don't support nobody. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't support nobody. Nah. Quite the opposite. Quite the opposite. You know what I'm known for? When I do, I'm the type of person, anybody that knows me knows this. I'm the type of person, if I'm down and you help me out when I get back on, I'm always indebted to you. So I'm the type of motherfucker, you may forget it right now, whatever. And all of a sudden, one day, you just look in your Cash App and there's like 20 grand in there. That's the type of person I am. And even though I ain't dropped 20 grand on nobody before, I've always been, I've always paid people back. And they be surprised how I pay them back. And the biggest thing they be about it is they be surprised that I actually got what I said I was going to do accomplished. So I'm telling you, not only am I going after being a multi, if not billionaire, millionaire, high millionaire, and the way I'm going to do it is going to be very surprised to you, but it will happen. You know, I've been at that elk before, around this business, around multimillionaires or whatever's embedded in me. But what I will not do is, because see, some of them older niggas, they're gonna start getting into tax problems. They're gonna start getting into a whole bunch of shit as they start getting older. Their money's already dwindling up because they're not producers anymore. They're not working with the hot artists anymore. Matter of fact, most of these hot artists don't even give a fuck about them because they don't have the sound. So what you'll see is a lot of their money drying up quickly. That's why they're so quiet. You understand what I'm saying? That's why you don't hear a lot of people that used to work with the company talking about shit. That's why you hear a lot of motherfuckers being quiet. They don't want to say nothing. Niggas used to be in every picture there was with Puff. I got some pictures with y'all niggas with Puff. All of a sudden, niggas want to be quiet. So I don't play that shit. I don't know where y'all niggas come from or whatever. I know a lot of people that was at Bad Boy wasn't involved in the street. I was involved in the street first before I came over to Bad Boy. And like I said, this don't go to the intermediate motherfuckers I used to work with either. So y'all, shh. I'm doing this for y'all. So like I said, my compadres will say they don't want nothing. They don't need nothing. That's good for them. Good for them. Good for them. You know, some of us, our aspirations and ambitions are larger than others. You know, respectfully. But for me, fuck that. I don't need nothing from none of you motherfuckers. But remember, when that time comes, and it will come, my family needs your prayers. Fuck you and fuck your family. Uh, I'm in the hospital right now. I'm gonna need your prayer. Fuck you in the hospital. Same way you said fuck everybody else. Fuck you. And that's how it should be. That's how it should be. So when you hear me hear some things, and you hear me say some things, and I say these very targeted, and I say them very how can you say it? Strategically. I don't mean everybody. So don't get your panties up in the don't get your panties up in the bunch, girls. I don't mean everybody. Definitely don't mean everybody, but a good 65% of you motherfuckers from multiple different record labels, you all got the same symmetry. You understand what I'm saying? Even you, Dame, that's why they don't feel sorry for you right now, because you had that same symmetry too. I would even go as far as to say at one time, Dame, you was the fucking leader of that whole symmetry, now weren't you? There was not meaning that you didn't lead it on purpose. They were just following behind you. They all wanted to be this Dame. They all wanted to be that Dame. With the Armadale bottle, y'all don't know that Dame Dash. With the fake dice, they wanted to be that Dame Dash. All of them did. Yeah, they did. Dame Dash used to be one of the flyest motherfuckers it was. If you wanted to compare somebody to being fly, it would be Puff, Jay-Z, Dame Dash, DMX would be next, and a few others. It wasn't many. It wasn't many. It wasn't many. You understand? That's why they do Dame dirty now. As I said, girl, don't even worry about it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send you a comment before I do. So let me get in here, go to sleep. I gotta charge up a couple things. Plus, I gotta wash a load of clothes in the morning. That much is evident because it's been hot this week. And so if we don't make it tomorrow, we'll go Wednesday. But we should make it tomorrow because it's only what time is it? It's only two something, 3 o'clock. Yeah, if we don't make it tomorrow, I'll do it on Wednesday, either or, but it'll get done. I'm just tired. Like the other day when you told me to go home, I didn't even go home. I got a phone call because niggas just see me. See, that's the problem. I got people when they see me on live in New York, niggas just calling me, yo, son, where you at? I see you in Brooklyn. So I got a motherfucker call me on the phone. I was using my last bit of 5%. I had to plug my phone up at Kentucky Fried Chicken talking to motherfucker. It was like, yo, son, where you at? I'm like, I'm over here. Yo, man, slide through the crib real quick. So I get over there. I start out talking to the nigga outside. Yo, come in real quick, son. Let me say hi to everybody. I go inside. Niggas want to feed me again. I said, son, I just left eating. I'm filled up. Nah. You got to get another plate, man. You got to get another plate. I brought food back with me from New York. I literally bought a Kentucky fried because I couldn't eat all my Kentucky fried chicken. So I bought a Kentucky fried chicken box with one piece, no, a piece and a half of chicken in it, whole biscuit, and a whole bunch of pernine and motherfucking Spanish rice. All in Oh shit, for real. It was crazy, but yeah, man, I have fun. I fucked that shit up. I was so hungry because I was tired. I had been drinking with my friends the night before that. And so I showed up at that house in the Bronx at like 10:30 at night. And so we were just drinking. Like you don't know Latino people. Latino people, we party till 5 o'clock in the fucking morning. So I was sitting up to this motherfucker said it wasn't that late, but it was at least like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. We were fucked up. I was drinking. I had like three whiskeys. We had coquito. I had like one glass of coquito. I don't have too much of that because that should have you, you know what I mean? You be earling up, like serious. You drink too much of that shit. But we had coquito. It was fresh coquito too. It hadn't been like sitting but so long. So it was like it fresco. Entonces sabes, es fresco. Entonces sabes porque el sabor es diferente, pero la coquito, entonces sabes, pero la gente dominicana, la gente la puertorriqueño, entonces sabes, será todas igual, de diferente, pero la leche, entonces sabes, no. Creo que sí, porque la una yo tiene la azúcar. Entonces sabes, esto porque me gusta el bueno. But yeah, man, we were tired. That's why you were so tired because you're not really. I'm not a drinker at all. I cannot drink. So when I tell y'all I had the early Earl, I could have stayed there for like as long as I wanted to where I was at. I got up and I said, yo, I'm gonna go home. And I didn't end up going home. I was like, yo, fuck that. I need something to eat. You know what I'm saying? So I went to what's the name with the intentions of going home. And I said, now fuck this. Let me get to work because I planned on doing this earlier and I just didn't have the chance, but I'm still here, so I might as well go to do it. So I pushed myself to go do that. You know what I'm saying? And it like from where I was at, it took me an hour and a half to get down there. So I wasn't trying to leave Brooklyn like that. Like niggas don't be understanding. Like I'm not just a nigga that go live in his bedroom. I be putting forth that effort, going extra duty for my subscribers. They just don't appreciate it. They don't donate to me. They don't support my channel. They want to go over to people that read back court documents. Which can be found on one website. You know, I put up a little clip of that was on Pierce Morgan today, and that's a new Pierce Morgan. Just so you know, it's timestamped, so you know I said that beforehand. I said there's people that go on this little website or whatever, and it offers all the court documents. It's public record, don't you know? So they go on there and they do that or whatever. Anyway, guys, let me get up off of here. Thank y'all all so much for tuning in with me. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. For all them old heads that's in the music industry, yo, listen, man, I just said it how it was. You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas ain't looking out for nobody. You don't care. I get it. Who gives a fuck? You know, right? Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? But just remember, when I get it back together here, remember exactly what it is. Fuck you too. Other than that, everybody, thank you so much. The old gal, thank you for support. I ain't even looked to see what you did or whatever. Ahmad L, shout out to you. Grace Elizabeth, she said, thought you were DMX. Amanda Sargent, what's going on? One First Lady Spark always loved. That motherfucker always come in here and leave my cash app up and everything else. Ahmad L, Jalen, thank you very much. Zincharo, thank you very much. Jalen, thank you always for, you know what I'm saying, supporting the channel. Janus and, oh, no, fuck that nigga. Emperor Godzod, shout out to you. Sorry about that little mishap earlier. That's why I apologize to him. Jen and guys, make sure y'all hit the cash in, man. $ STRINGERBELL80. If you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. But I just say to you, like, I don't do no gossip and talk over here. I just have like regular conversations about what I know. I actually was in the music industry, so it's a lot different than a lot of these other sucker niggas. They try to give you diatribe about people they've never been around or environment they've never been in. It just doesn't make sense to me, and they're getting paid off of this. And so I realized that the gossiping and salaciousness is worth more to the people, unfortunately, than the actual person that's telling the story. Like you see right here, I can't even get people to hit the like button because most of these people that's over here, they haters. They don't like me. You understand what I'm saying? But they come over here to fuck with me because they want to hear what I gotta say. They think I'm gonna give away some secrets or something. So you know it is what it is. The rest of them niggas, fuck them. You know what I'm saying? What's up, boy? What's up, boy? I got folk up in here. What up, Heartbeat? What's going on? This is a nigga that know me in real life. Where your big head ass brother at? Tell myself what's up. What up, big head ass boy? Both y'all niggas, what's up? Love y'all. Down here in what's the name, man? You know what I'm saying? Where I said I was gonna be, where I'm gonna be at. You know what I mean? That's what it is. But shout out to both of y'all, whatever, whatever. Let me tell y'all the truth about something, right? We don't do no cap over here. The nigga that's in here right now, him and his brother, not one time, but two times, held me down. I say him and his brother because they both connected, but your man was going through a little fucked up situation. I just came back from New York City and came back to the town. I'm gonna say NL because I don't like everybody knowing whatever. But shout out to Green and Gold. Shout out to everybody out in New London. I always shout y'all out all the time over here or whatever, whatever. And I had mentioned this nigga before, but you know what I'm saying? This nigga invited me into his crib. You understand what I'm saying? When a nigga didn't have, well, nigga really didn't have nowhere to go. I was like fresh back out of town. You know what I'm saying? Even though shit didn't end out the way I wanted it to, it still ended out in my favor. So I kind of was mad at the nigga, but I'm happy for the nigga. I just didn't like the way the nigga did it. You know what I'm saying? I put it that way because I thought our relationship was worth more, whatever. But you know, shit happened, whatever. But I have no hate for the nigga. Um, I will say this: had he not did what he did, I would have been in a different situation. You understand what I'm saying? So I kind of think the nigga when I look about it in retrospect in this big ass crib I live in. You dig me? So, you know, I like, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to them or whatever, whatever. Well, nigga, you know I'm gonna see y'all. So you know what it is. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to this nigga. You understand what I'm saying? Nemo hoes. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the nigga Nemo hoes. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to motherfucking Row. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, you still dealing with that motherfucker? That what was that shit called? That Kiwanis Club. What the fuck is that shit called? It's one of them shits he poured up. Lions Club. That's what it is. Lions Club. Shout out to the Lions Club. I subscribed. I'm in Ohio now. Do you think? Oh, you back down? You went back down the way down there where you Oh, okay. Where your mom Dukes and all them is at. Okay. Oh no, right. That's what your pops is at. Your pops was, yeah. Wow. Okay. I think I was maybe the move for you too. I'm thinking about. Man. Listen, I got some shit on my mind too, man. But anyway, tell your moms and on them. I said peace or whatever, whatever. Tell your big head ass brother. I said what up. You know what I'm saying? And keep his head up or whatever, whatever. I be keeping an eye on him. Little do he know. You know what I'm saying? I be checking in on them. I just do it through certain people or whatever, and I tell them, don't tell them. But if you ask around, they'll tell you I said it. You know what I'm saying? I asked around about the little big head ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know, sometimes the family feud, but you know, get it back together. All right, y'all. I'm gonna give my motherfucking ass a ball be here. Hopefully we go field tripping tomorrow. If we don't go field tripping tomorrow, we're gonna go out and do it on Wednesday. Just depending on what time I get up. If I get up at a decent time, I should. I usually get up by 9. We'll go ahead and shoot out there because it ain't gonna take me nothing but an hour to wash some clothes. But I'm definitely gonna wash some clothes. You know, you gonna catch me out here funky in a shirt. All right, y'all. Salud. Buenos noches. Mañana, mi gente, tú sabes. That means later. Good night, y'all. See y'all tomorrow.